game.
Oh, I love
We did the same thing to Gettysburg, but there.
High School Sports Live is proud to present the featured game in the state of Pennsylvania, Red Lions, Central York. Tonight's live broadcast is brought to you by the ABC 27 and the Game of the Week key sponsors Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency and Jack Giovanni Family of Dealership. 3-0 Red Line, Central York 2-1. The fall weather's starting to come in, and this is a York-Adams Division I matchup. Generally, the championship comes between these two teams. Red Line has won 2 of the last 3. But for Central York, it comes down with some great players, and tonight they've got to show up.
Yes, it all starts with quarterback Bo Pabula, the brother of Kay Pabula, that's at the University of Delaware as a quarterback as a freshman. Bo has had a very up and down season. He comes into the season already holding 2 college commitments as a sophomore. He's young. He's still kind of learning the offense, still kind of learning how to be the leader and be the man on this team. At the running back position, you have Isaiah Sturgis. Isaiah will be one of 3 running backs as they run a running back by committee system here at Central York. The key to a running back by committee, regardless of who has the ball or who's running the ball, it's about balance. The more balanced you are, the more your quarterback's protected. The more the quarterback's protected, the more you pretty much run the game.
I tell you, he talks about balance. He talks about how you win the game, and everything he's saying is definitely true. Red Line has won the last 2 out of 3 divisions, and it comes down to players. Let's talk a little bit about some of the special guys they have on their side tonight.
For Red Line, they're going to be led by quarterback Nick Schultz. Nick Schultz is coming into the game with 412-yard passing, with 8 TDs and only 2 interceptions in 3 games. So he is managing the ball and taking care of it. On defense, you have linebacker Jake Bradley, who leads the defense with 24 tackles on the season, a forced fumble, and the kid is averaging 8 tackles a game. I was able to get some feedback from Coach Jesse Shea on the field, and he told me they have not forgotten about this rivalry that came down 2 years that with Central York pulled it off on a game-winning drive. And he said that their only focus tonight is to focus on the turnover battle. They won the turnover battle last week 3-0. He said if we can win the turnover battle tonight, they're looking to be the favorite to pull this game off.
Well, you talk about keys, limiting turnovers is one of the biggest keys. Red Line 3-0, Central York 2-1. We'll have kickoff right after these messages.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free homeownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of homeownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
This month only, the heat is on at Hoffman Ford. We must sell 100 new Fords, so we're turning up the heat with our biggest savings ever. New 2019 Ford F-150 XLT, not $10,000 off, up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% financing for 72 months and up to $7,000 off MSRP. Over 50 in stock. Don't go anywhere else because
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford in Harrisburg.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stellar Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram, and introducing the all-new Genesis of York. The Giambalvo family of dealerships. Over $25 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family has been a part of your community for decades. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
Welcome to Red Lion, PA. I'm Todd McCall along with Jerome Presley, Archie Smith Jr. York Adams Division I matchup. Many people say that this is where it'll start and this is where it might end. This is where championships are usually crowned. Red Lion won 2 of the last 3 and they tied one of them. In 2018 they won, and remember we had a very close game where they were down last year against York High and came back to beat them 21-20. And Jerome and Archie, I mean, this is going to be a great matchup, and tonight the stadium shows tonight with the fan support, packed house here in Red Lion, Pennsylvania.
Yes, it is. This is one of the great places to play in Pennsylvania for sure. It's a beautiful venue.
Well, we're underway. Well, Pfizer will be at the 2-yard line across the 10 and the 20, and he'll be knocked out of bounds about just over the 26-yard line. And just like that, we're underway, and the crowd tonight on both sides, this is an arch rivalry. It's really like a backyard rivalry, kind of a civil war in a way for Red Lion and Central York. One of the biggest matchups in Pennsylvania every year. And I must say, when we come down here to Red Lion, what a beautiful place to watch football. I mean, this stadium mimics not only Division II, some of the better stadiums we've ever been in.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I think for Red Lion, their goal is to see what they can do offensively, get on the board quickly, and control the line of scrimmage.
Nick Schultz in shotgun formation. He'll give to Guerrero. Guerrero go left side and really didn't get much. And coming up, making a great defensive error. The alignment, big, strong, physical lineman, and the size of Red Lion up front is really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, they have one of probably the bigger offensive lines that we've seen in high school football. I mean, these guys are solid, they're big, they're tall, and again, the key is going to be, can they move? That's one thing about, sometimes you get these defenses that are able to slant and stunt, and they keep those big guys off their feet.
Guerrero will pick up 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Schultz will keep it himself. He's dangerous on his legs a bit.
And Schultz will run the ball. He will tuck it and run. He does like to run the ball. And you'll see that's just a quarterback trap in the middle of the defense. Your goal is to get positive yards, get that first down, and Schultz is able to get upfield.
All right, 1st and 10, 10:53 to play. First down. Three plays, 3 runs. Shotgun for Schultz. He'll give to Guerrero. Guerrero cuts back, crossing the 40-yard line, makes a nice move. It'll be gang tackled by the Central York Panthers.
Well, you can see a quick pick or a quick handoff to Guerrero coming on the outside. You have, and I think Central York played it well initially. They turned it inside, but the shiftiness of Guerrero was able to get him 6 yards on the play. So a good positive game for him.
Well, it was called a 2nd and 4. Look at that crowd tonight. I mean, they are, I guess, what would you call that tonight? Farm? I'm not sure. Carrera, left side. He'll be ripped down by Seth Griffiths. the defensive lineman at 180, 5'9" junior for Central York, taking him down.
And that's a first down for Red Lions. So right now, they're methodically moving the ball. And again, these are the types of things that if Central York can't stop by the third quarter, this gets, this can get rough on you. You just have a team that's just not passing the ball. They're just running the ball consecutively against you.
Schultz shot, taking his time, give it to Guerrero, fakes it, takes it left. He's going to cross the 50-yard line, got a lot of real estate, cross the 40. Down to the 30 and knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Big gain for Schultz, but there's a flag down, so hold on. Let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. Archie, did you see the flag? I missed it.
But you can see once he got to the edge, you can see, guys, this might be a hold that will nullify this long run.
Yeah, that'll be a holding against Red Line. Thank you, Archie.
And again, everything about that play was very good. It was the same action of a play 2 plays before that.
I just want to talk about it just for a second. Go ahead, Brett. Discuss it as well. I think he's just looking for a number where the holding was. Beautiful night for football. We want to thank our Vicar crew for coming, setting up and doing all that they do here on ABC 27. It's going to move him back 10, so let's take a look here again on this instant replay. So Schultz will keep it himself, and it's probably right. I don't know. I don't know where I saw it. Maybe here. Maybe here with the receiver.
I'm not sure where it was. I just know that, again, they used the same action from a play 2 plays ago. Everything was the same, but this time Schultz kept the ball and going to the outside. So again, they did a good job of causing this direction.
It'll be the second flag, and I don't know if that last hold was on receiver Devontae Dennis. This could be a false start against the Alliance, so that's going to back him up. Now it's 15 back, so they got a long way to go. Going backwards now on a good
We may have got
rush.
the left tackle on that side, jumping a little early.
Just good size up front with Karen Gordon Bay, and some of these big guys up front here for
everyone but the center. I think the only one is David Crawley is the smallest of the group, 5'11", 205.
Yeah,
So
right, like Dylan Zeller, excuse me, he's 6'5" and 300 pounds up front. So, we got this. Will this go against Red Line again?
I think so, yeah. And this is hard for Red Line because they've done so well to start the drive, and now the last 3 plays have gone backwards.
So this is the delay of game, 3 state penalties. Let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. Arch, I mean, one of the things you guys both talked about in pregame, and we've talked about it over and over again, is turnovers and penalties. That's 3 straight that really negates a great drive. Had them at the 25.
Guys, a 30-yard run turns right back into a 30-yard gain of penalties, guys. And you do not want to start off your season like this.
It'll be first and forever for Schultz. Give to Guerrero, left side. Guerrero cutting back, got eyes, squares his shoulders, crosses the 30-yard line, and Central York gets that stop. And there's some enthusiasm over on the sidelines right now for the Central York
And Justin
Panthers.
Kane, the defensive lineman, made the stop. And you'll see this Central York defensive line is not very big. They're trying to use speed against this offensive line, and you see them move to the ball really well. Number 9, Jack Smith, the linebacker, was also on the play.
Also up front, Scott Wilt Jr., 5'11", 220 senior. We're going to have battles all night in the trenches. So it'll be 2nd and 24, with 8:50 in the first quarter. Schultz shotgun formation, single receivers left and right, rolling to his right. Pump fakes, looking downfield, throws. Had him open, incomplete.
Yeah, I mean, he was going to have to fit that in. I mean, I think the defensive back was closing, but again, that was a good route that was ran to spring your receiver, and that's Randy Pfizer.
Yeah.
Trying to get deep, and he did an out and up. That was an out and up move, so you had the safety that came over to help.
There was help from the safety side, and I know Archie will comment on that later, and that help was there, but that ball was overthrown. And Pfizer's very quick. You guys remembering last year, Pfizer can get past your secondary. Schultz will just have to give him the ball, but he was open. Red line the penalties. You'll see them there, those 3 right away. And it looks like we're going to have Red Line with timeout. We're going to be right back after these messages.
The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stellar Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and introducing the all-new Genesis of York. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over $25 million in new and pre-owned inventory, with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambavo family has been a part of your community for decades. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
Well, Central York's kind of getting exactly what they want now. Welcome back. Red Line, 8 plays in this drive. We're moving the ball very effectively. First 4 plays, nothing but gains. 2 first downs, 8 plays in this drive, but three actual, I like to call them turnovers when they're penalties, and backs them up. And now they are 3rd down 24.
And again, if you're defensively, you don't want to play a prevent defense, but you want to make sure you know exactly where the sticks are and you tackle everything in front of you. So usually in these situations, you may see a screen or a draw or just a run.
Fakes the give. And Central York is not going to buy it, and they're going to have to punt. Central York gets the ball right back. Stops some serious momentum that Red Line had to start with that drive. 9 plays resulting in anything, and Central York's going to get the ball back.
And Wright Rawls came up and made a tackle. We talked about you have to be able to come up and make a solid tackle. Wright Rawls comes up, puts quarterback down, punt time for Red Line.
It was a great open field tackle by Taylor Wright Rawls. Oh, almost blocked it, got away. Schultz will actually get it. It's going to take a roll. Look at that. It's going to take a benefit roll for Red Line.
And I'll tell you, that was dangerous. That was really, really dangerous. But again, you're starting to see this more often with the punting games in high school, especially, where the punter will wait and almost seem as like they're going to throw. Keep an eye on that, because we saw that in week 1. Harrisburg did it against Coatesville and actually sealed the game on a fake punt just like that, where the punter took off and ended up picking up 22 yards on the play.
Last week we saw Coatesville taken off, backed in their own and for a touchdown. So yeah, I mean, we've seen some crazy surprise plays. 1st and 10, Central York. Prabula's going to put it up in the air right away, and he's going to have him. He connects across the 30 to 20 to Wright Rawls down. Look at that. Right out of the get-go, they bring the cannon out and they fire it, and Central York gets exactly what they want. Not only did they get the stop they want, Jerome, this is what you do when you have a Prabula at quarterback. He airs it out, takes back, throws it.
And this is just a go route right here for Wright Rawls. And Prabula puts it right on the money. I thought it was initially a little bit underthrown, but it ended up being at the perfect place, and that's a good start for him.
52 yards. 49 on that play.
It's close, yeah, that's a big gain right there. And again, we know Prabula can throw. I mean, this kid came and did some camps this summer before he even took a snap at quarterback this year, and was able to get 2 college offers. Sacred Heart and Temple offered him, pretty much on the spot. So he's a sophomore. He has a lot of room to grow, and now he's leading this team, learning how to be the guy here at Central York, trying to fill the shoes of his big brother.
Prabula can do this. This is the difference here. He can do it with his feet, too. His brother was more of a step-in, set-in kind of guy, fired it down the field. Bo actually has a tendency to take off a little bit more, too, and I think that makes him a dual threat. And you know what? Even looking at his size and the way he threw that ball, that was a great ball. I don't know if just 2 offers is all we're going to see out of this guy. I think he's projected to be something way more in his future. Bo Prabula. Shotgun, single back. Looking left, fires, connects to Mason Myers. Myers bounces outside. Touchdown, Central York. They're on the board. Wow, that is what you want. They stop a drive. At one time, they're backed up, and Red Line's effectively just null them to sleep with their drive. And 3 penalties later, Central York gets a stop. Bo Prabula teams up with Mason Myers for 16.
And what a move from Myers. I mean, he gets that ball, and that's what you want. You want to get the ball into your playmakers early and let them do the work, and Myers does the work.
Hold is down, the kick is up. And it's good. We'll be right back after these messages.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance. Well, let's take a look how Central York did it. Perbula, first play from scrimmage, drops it off the right walls for 59, knocked out of bounds, comes back for 16 yards, makes one move right here, bounces outside, touchdown Mason Myers, and Central York goes up 7-0. That's where we are right now. And I mean, it honestly, Redline looked like they came out from the start, going to gnaw Central York to sleep. 3 penalties later, Central York gets the ball back. 3-play drive just like that, very effective.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, Todd, that's what penalties do. I mean, they really back you up, and when you have multiple penalties that happen on play after play after play, it negated all the momentum that Red Lion had, and when you lose that momentum, you basically left that open for Central York to take it, and that's exactly what they did. And as you can see from Central York, the number one thing they want to do is highlight Perbula. You're seeing him in his 4th game of the season, and you're seeing that maturation grow and his confidence grow as well.
Well, good special teams coverage by Central York, and that was fired up, has 4 plays, 69 yards. They only spent 1 minute and 16 seconds to do, and Perbula, takes the ball and fires it 59 yards. And, man, that right there sets a little bit of a statement. Quieted that Red Line crowd back, but Red Line right now, if they this is one of those drives where you just want to answer, an answer drive for Red Line.
And it doesn't matter if it's quick or it takes time. Right. You just want to answer.
Shotgun for Schultz. Cabrera in a little bit of motion. Gives. Nope, he'll keep. Schultz will keep. Bounces left side. Still on his feet. Crosses the 20-yard line. And he'll be taken down. He wanted a flag. And Will Berger will make the tackle, the senior for Central York. But there's a great-looking receiver, and probably the favorite target of Schultz is Devontae Dennis.
6'5", 202-pound receiver. That's a junior, and again, we've seen what he can do this season. He had a big play last week in the win, and you'll see he's a huge target. So let's see if Schultz goes to him. He's a towering kid at 6'5" in high school.
Man, oh man, the plays are being made right now. But unfortunately, Mason Myers comes up, makes a great hit, but he drops down immediately. So Myers is down on the field, and I think there's a flag on the field as well. We'll have to take, I don't know what happened to him. One will come right back with more after these messages. This year, High School Sports Live is partnering with Capital Region Insurance Agency and AT&T to bring awareness to distracted driving. Each game will feature the Capital Region Insurance Agency and AT&T student section and ask students to consider Capital Region's challenge to young drivers that a text or a call can wreck it all. AT&T is challenging students to join millions who have taken the pledge to drive distraction-free as part of It Can Wait campaign. To learn more, visit itcanwait.com. Advanced Hoops is running fall intensity training classes in South Central PA as players from all over the Mid-State will travel to train with Advanced Hoops. Go to advancedhoops.com to see that each age group has a chance for players to compete 5-on-5 in competition classes. We have a great opportunity for players to improve their shooting with Charlie starting next Thursday night. Charlie's shooting will go for 8 weeks, and players can participate, and they'll be transformed to be prepared for the season. Go to www.advancedhoops.com. High School Sports Live is proud to sponsor the Giant Food Fight this year in partnership with Giant Foods to support the Central PA Food Bank. To find out how you can support the Central PA Food Bank, volunteer or donate non-perishable food items, please go to www.centralpafoodbank.org. Welcome back, and we're glad to see Myers up, who scored a touchdown earlier. I mean, man, there was a real collision
Now, Red Lion is going to get penalized for clapping the players down on an unsportsmanlike conduct. That's going to move them back. So that's 4 penalties right now. This is really hurting Red Lion.
And these aren't small penalties. I mean, these are big ones. And they're negating drives. Now they're stopping Red Lion from getting any momentum offensively. I mean, you can't do anything where every 2 plays you're getting a penalty. So, again, they have to settle down. This is the 4th game of the season, so you would like to see these penalties eliminated by this point.
So it'll be 3rd and 16 for Red Lion. Hold up here yet. I'm not sure. Okay, it is 3rd down. It is 3rd 16. All that's accurate. They huddled up again. Schultz will come out shotgun formation. He's going to have twin split out far, single receiver. Guerrero is the back. Schultz overthrows it, almost intercepted. I mean, that was.
And that was Victor Penna. I mean, you know, you just got to come up and make that play. That was almost a pick right there. I mean, I think I was wondering if it was tipped a little high, but that could have been a pick 6 if he got that ball.
And I'm not sure. It looked like it was tipped too at the line. 4th and 16, so Schultz will have to punt, but actually he's going to go for it, and he actually, that ball was thrown where you wanted it. What a gutsy call, and I don't know if Schultz makes the call on the kick, but he was going to Pfizer. You'll take a look at it again. Pfizer's wide open down the field and right to his hands.
Yeah, I mean, that was the play. You know, it's a rollout for the quarterback. He delivers a good ball. I think he's footsteps were there. And I think Pfizer, you know, braced for the impact as opposed to securing the ball.
Now, I mean, when it's not very often you take over on downs and you get the ball in the red zone when you take over for downs. So,
yeah, I mean, that was a rough,
gutsy play, man.
Real gutsy play.
Ball's on the 11.
That's a. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know if gutsy is what we should be saying.
I know. Give up the middle, running hard. I tell you what. Gotta love it.
I mean, I don't know any coach that I know of that would call to go for that. When you're on 11 and throw a pass.
So Manigolt's carry, he'll pick up about 6. Ball on the 5-yard line. 2nd, 3 actually make it. Manigault carrying people in the end zone, and he'll be down to 1. Devontae Dennis come up to make the tackle for Red Lion. Man, he could have maybe been whistled for that. You see he's going to get him high here. Take a look at it again.
I would hope not, because there's no face mask or anything there. I mean, it's slightly around the neck, but there's no face mask. There's no neck mask penalty.
No neck penalty. Okay. You can manhandle it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's football.
First.
What is he supposed to be doing?
Okay, coming from the defensive man, sitting to my left side, you know, I'm going to stick to the offense.
We all know, and Archie will vouch for me on this, the rules, for whatever reason, have seemed to cater to offense because people want points. So you can't touch them at all. You know?
Tell them to watch sneak and watch the ball.
All right, it'll be 1st and 2. Referee, umpire, all going to talk it over. 4:30 to play here in the first quarter. Look at this. Look at the Central York crowd. They brought them tonight too. I mean, this place is packed.
The problem, they're quiet. So they have a lot of people here, but they're quiet because right now their team is not doing so well.
Left side, Perville in the end zone, touchdown. 2 possessions, 2 TDs. Perville throws for 1 and now runs for 1. Now that is the Red Lion crowd. We showed you the Central York crowd. So both crowds equally. Or that Central York crowd, excuse me, the all white was tonight, I guess a whiteout for Red Lion.
Again, the momentum is totally on Central York right now. They are controlling this game. Fabiola, 1 touchdown rush, 1 touchdown pass. He's having a good game, good start.
Silla's kick is good. It looked like Red Lion jumped off sides. I'm sure Central York can take the points, find the penalty. That penalty fine. The kick should be good. A lot of talking tonight after penalties. It seems like it's a lot of open communication afterwards, explaining and
just making sure everybody knows what's up.
Okay. So far, they haven't signaled the kick would be good, so I don't know if the penalty's defined fully yet. We haven't had to talk about it. They're going to decline the penalty.
You brought up something. We'll wait till after this penalty. One of the things you brought up was you talked about the crowd and the atmosphere, and right now Central York has made this their home field.
You're right.
Let's see how quiet this is. As many fans as Red Lion has brought, how quiet it is.
All right, Central York up 14-0. We'll be back after these messages.
This month only, the heat is on at Hoffman Ford. We must sell 100 new Fords, so we're turning up the heat with our biggest savings ever. New 2019 Ford F-150 XLT, not $10,000 off, up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% financing for 72 months, and up to $7,000 off MSRP. Over 50 in stock. Don't go anywhere else because
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford in Harrisburg.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
But Central York got the ball in great field position on a Red Lion fake punt. And Prabula will finish it off from one out. And Central York, 2 possessions, 2 scores, up 14-0. That was 3 plays, 11 yards, and time again, 1:05. They are taking advantage of mistakes and penalties by Red Lion, and they're capitalizing, and that's one of the biggest things when you're winning championships is the turnover ratio and capitalization off of those. And tonight, so far, Central York is doing that. If you're just joining us, they're up 14-0. This is a York-Adams Division I matchup. Stay right here. It's going to be a great one. I don't think even last year, again, we know the Lions were down 20-0 to Central York, or excuse me, to York. York was, the Bearcats had a great football team last year, came back and won it 21-20 with no time left on the clock. So, I mean, anything can happen here. Early yet in the game, first quarter, 4:17 to play.
But the big thing is, in order to put yourself in that position, you have to eliminate these penalties. Because that's right now is halting everything that Red Lion's trying to do.
Seals kick. Weiser's back to receive. He's going to take it on the bounce. Try to bounce outside. Great downfield tackle. Special teams tonight have really come strong. Let's get down to Archie Smith Jr. Archie, you talk a lot about special teams, and so does Jerome. Tonight, coverage right now is point on for Central York.
Well, guys, I mean, I don't know if you guys were able to look over there before the kickoff. If you can see the whole team of Central York is up there jumping. These guys are hyped. These guys are flying around. They are encouraging the special team guys to come up and make plays. And Jerome know, like I know, that these are young guys that have these shoes to fill next year. So you want to come up and you definitely want to make a sure tackle on kickoff.
That was Brendan Harris coming to make a great open field tackle for Central York Panthers. He is a senior. Shotgun for Schultz. Keeps actually. Running behind a big lineman. Across the 18, shy of the 20. And Schultz is effective that way, making the right reads.
And that's a solid 8-yard gain. You'll take that on first down to get 8-9 yards from your quarterback.
And Jerome, look at the block by Zeller, 72. I mean,
that's what you want.
I wish I could run behind a guy.
That's what you want. Zeller getting out there on the pool from his big 6'5", 300-plus pounder out there on the left tackle.
You don't need a whole lot. You just have to hit the open hole when you got a guy like that. Shotgun formation for Schultz. Single receivers left and right. Guerrero to give. No. Schultz. Oh, man, tonight his receivers, Pfizer drops his second ball tonight, and that's not like Pfizer. Randy Pfizer, the junior.
And unfortunately, that's first down. I mean, now we're at third down, and that's a first down. That's the second, like you said, a second big drop on the coverage. Number 11, Taylor Wright-Rawls, who is having an amazing game on both sides of the ball.
Tell you what, there's always a lot of great athletes on both sides of the field, but I mean, the games we've called in Central York, they have had a good flow of athletes coming through Central York High School. Schultz shotgun. Get double receivers right. He's going to keep it, and they're all over it. Fontes comes up to make initial tackle along with Jack Smith for Central York.
And we see how damaging that drop pass was, which would have gave him a first down. Now you're backed up further, and you're thinking that this will most likely be a punt play. I do not think anyone would have the guts to go for this again.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
hey, I guess that's what's happening.
Jerome, when we talk about that fake punt led, that was like a give. That was a 7-point give. Across the 30, and they'll be down at the 35.
And not a good punt.
Central York's going to have great field position again. Archie, let's go down to the field. Archie, the last call on the fake punt, I mean, really did set up pretty much an easy scoring drive for Central York. Your thoughts?
Well, guys, one thing that I was watching the between the coach and the player, and one thing I seen was, I think it was a read for him. If the DB have his back turned, I think that is a read for him to throw the ball or to punt the ball. I think that was a read because I didn't see no, interaction from the coach after that. He said, good job, good read. So I think that was just an option play on the quarterback.
Yeah, right. You need to read something different because that was rough. I mean, I'm with you on that. I agree with you, Arch, but man, was that not a great play.
Jet sweep to Myers. Myers. Went right side.
So now we had a 17-yard punt. 2 drop balls, both either, were close to first downs, if not first downs. So that right there has been the deciding factor right now between that and the penalties. Now, and Archie talked about the energy that's coming from that Central York sideline, and on the other side, red line, you don't see any.
Yeah, exactly. The give with the Sturgis. He was brought down by a whole host of Red Lions. Gordon Bay coming up to make the initial hit. He's 260 pounds, so when you get hit by him at 52, you know it. That play again, Sturgis just running hard, squaring his shoulders.
And again, you're going to see multiple backs. We saw Brendan Harris a little bit. Now we're seeing Sturgis a little bit. We talked about him and highlighted him at the beginning of the game.
Bueller with some time, then had to roll out and felt pressure coming. Connects to Myers. Myers going to be out of bounds at the 15.
But this is coming back.
There's a penalty. Late hit.
No, I think this was one of those, either a block in the back or a shot, a block to the head, personal foul block to the head. A defenseless player.
Okay. I looked up, looked down. The play happened so quick.
Yeah, you saw someone in the air get depleted.
Okay.
What this will be, gentlemen, this will be a block in the back.
Okay. Block in the back. Thanks, Archie.
You got that. Have that head in front. Thanks, Art.
Let's get the call. They'll be blocking it back. It'll be third and.
A lot of explanation on every penalty.
Guys, it is so chippy down here. Like, and you can tell on that play right there. That was a play that didn't have to happen because the first down was already made. But these guys are out here trying to compete, and they're trying to put a hat on the hat, guys.
Yeah, and that's where it was, yeah.
Bueller dumps off, connects to Fontes.
And that's a 6'4" tight end. Big, nice target for a tight end.
He has good hands. I mean, it was a great throw, good call.
And a junior, you're going to see him get, next year, you're going to see a bigger version of that kid running in the secondary.
1st and 10 for the Panthers. Give to Sturgis. Sturgis up the middle. Sturgis breaking tackles, crossing the 10-yard line, and setting Central York up again.
What I was impressed with Sturgis running was how north-south he was.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't waste a lot of movement. He saw the hole, blast through it. That's what you have to do as a running back. You see the vision. So you see him, he gets the ball, surveys it, bam, puts that plant foot on the left, gets upfield. Very positive yardage. And right now, this red line team is in trouble if they cannot keep Central York out of the end zone here.
Brock Holloway come up with a tackle. Jet sweep fake for Bueller's going to keep it. Crossing the 5-yard line, he'll be dragged down.
And it's good to see number 8 Mason Myers is back after getting dinged up a little bit a couple drives ago. So he is back. So it's good to see that you don't want to see any players down. Good to see him back on the field.
Gordon Babick, 52, was on the tackle for Red Line. 2nd and 6. 40 to go here in the first quarter. Twins to the right for Pagula. Give was to Sturgis.
And that was well defensed by Redland. They covered everything, and that's what you have to do in the option. Everybody reads their keys, and you saw the plays happen. And I think the Central York fans are a little thin. They're thinking some little extracurricular activity happened with the quarterback.
Well, they're kind of, I mean, you're right. Royer, Redline at the defensive back, came in, and I mean, he really physically kind of threw Pagula to the ground a little bit.
But then dove on him and then rubbed it in.
Jumped on him.
It was over.
And I think it could have been roughing the passer, but no call there. It's going to be the end of the first quarter. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Central York 14, Red Line nothing.
My father years ago told me, own your own business. That was my inspiration. And February 1st of 1996, we opened up as Capital Region Insurance Agency.
Throughout my entire life, seeing my dad how successful he was and learning the way he was actually able to communicate with people and help them, whatever their needs may be, it made me want to get more involved. I'm most proud of helping continue my dad's legacy, helping the surrounding communities, businesses, and families.
We try to wow our customers, let them know that we are here for them. If they can't get into our office, we would take the time and go visit them. This really differentiates ourselves from the 1-800-WHO-DO-YOU-GET. Whether it's financial services, auto, home, life, commercial, we hold their hands, bring them through the process. We let them understand that we know what we're doing, and they feel comfortable when they leave here.
I think it makes it more personal and more family-oriented, definitely more of a friendly environment.
What I'm most proud of is the hard work, and it's enabled me to ensure clients, to provide protection for them, to let them sleep well at night.
Well, welcome back. Red Line with the ball. Second quarter start. 3rd and 7. Ball on the 7. Pagula in shotgun formation. He has twins to the right, single to the left. Look at the total yards tonight. Central York 110, Red Line 45. That is the third play. 2 possessions, third drive, 2 drives earlier resulted in scores. Pagula is going to roll back to his right side, looks in the end zone, throws it. It's going to be incomplete. His intended receiver is Myers and possibly maybe Kyle Fonte.
And I think the receiver on the left side was supposed to get the ball, but he slipped on his route, which then threw the timing off on that side. You see Pagula looking there the whole time, and he couldn't deliver that ball. I think that was Wright Rawls. He was trying to get the ball to him, but coming out of his break, he slips down, which throws the timing off of the route. But a big stop for Red Line. They needed that.
Priscilla will be coming on. Pagula with the hold. Kick is up, and it's good. 24 yards. And we're going to stay right here. I mean, now 17-0. I mean, Central York doing a lot of things right. 3 possessions, 3 scores.
Well, I mean, 17-0. If you're Red Line, you'll take that because if you went down 21, you know. So now, again, this means nothing if you cannot mount an offense and be able to put something on the scoreboard. You have to put something on the scoreboard on this drive, because what's happening is it's slowly getting away from the Red Line if they can't do anything. And we've seen last year they were capable of coming back. You know, we don't know what this team has as far as that's concerned. They're undefeated on the season. They played a couple of close games, but this is the first time that they've been down like this season. And they have to figure out a way to come out of this. And again, you don't want to get all this back. You're not going to get it all back in one swipe. I mean, if you look at their season so far, Red Line, they beat McCaskey 39-14. Waynesboro was a close game, 14-12. They pulled that out. And then they had another close game against Chambersburg where they pulled that out 26-21. Yeah. So for the most part, other than that first game, their last 2 games were very close.
Exactly.
This is the first time, and remember, they haven't seen a loss this year.
Right.
This is the first time this year that they've been down like this.
Right.
And that's the thing, is going to see, do they have the fortitude and the talent and the ability to come back against this team, which we're seeing at Central York, who their only blemish is against a really good Cumberland Valley team. They put up 60 in the first game against West York, put up 30 against Hempfield last week. So, you know, the only team they struggled with a little bit was Cumberland Valley, and we know what kind of team they can be.
That last play was 9 plays, 27 yards, 3 minutes. Pfizer's going to drop it, can't come out of the end zone.
And right now, not sure what's going on with Pfizer. Pfizer is having some struggles right now, and we didn't talk about the last kick return. It took him for a while to get the ball, and he had to pick it up, and he finally picks it up, gets a few yards. They're pinned back. So the field position battle has not favored them at all since the beginning of the game. They have not started with good field position at all.
Let's go down to Archie on the field. Archie, what has Central York done so effective after those first 4 plays that Red Lion had where they moved the ball down the floor? What has it been? Just is it hustle, or what are you seeing on the field?
Well, one thing I see is the determination to lay a physical on the line of scrimmage down there. Even though Red Lion is bigger than Central York, these guys are short. These guys are very choppy and chippy, and these guys are getting to the ball. As you can see right now, it is 6 orange helmets to the ball, guys. They want it more than Red Lion do right now.
Fontes come up to make the tackle, was assisted by Jack Smith there.
And again, we talked about penalties.
Right.
Penalties have stymied this Red Lion team. So when you add that to, it's almost given the Central York defense and team energy because of the miscues that we've seen from Red Lion.
Central York 83 yards passing. Red Lion resulted in net yards in 0. Pfizer, halfback pass. Has somebody, it's connected across up 50 and is broken up at the last minute. What a great play, but we also have flags on the play, and then
now we have more flags.
It's getting pretty chippy. There's flags everywhere.
And I know Archie called that. You said that it was chippy. It was getting chippier, and it was happening in the field because you're down there. You see it, and you feel it. You feel the energy. You felt this brewing.
Guys, it has the atmosphere of a college level right down here. These guys do not like one another. You can tell it on the play, but the only thing, as me and Jerome, you know, playing this game right here, you can have that hate towards one another, but you have to keep it clean in between the game.
Yeah. And this is how you get key guys ejected, too, where they get themselves so caught up in the emotion of the game that they forget that they're in the game and they need to be in the game. They have to make a good, sound decision. So you saw the halfback pass. It was already a flag here. The flag came, the first flag was there. The ball goes up, it's underthrown. So that was the first part. This would have been a touchdown if it was put on the money, or at least a potential for it. Then you see the clearing the Potto block, and then you see it, and then it gets chippy from there. And then it just goes.
Well, Guerrero comes out of the big halfback fullback comes out of the screen and lays a hit. He makes the initial unsportsmanlike. I mean, after the whistle, he makes it full speed. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he ran into Jack Smith. It wasn't Jack Smith, it was Brendan Harris. He hit one of those defensive backs, full speed. That's the first flag, and then after that point.
Well, I don't even know if he was flagged for that. I don't know if that was
I think
flagged.
it was after the whistle,
because,
the way I watched that play.
You know, I saw it as it was right. I mean, it didn't need to happen. I think it was one of those, and I agree with you, it didn't need to happen because the play was pretty much dead at that point. So, but I didn't know if they blew the whistle, but the bottom line is you get the retaliation gets hit too, and then before long, they have to make sure these officials, they have to get control of the game and make sure that this doesn't happen.
Right. And
so
if
they may eject some
here's the thing. If you eject players, then they're out another game. So it's 2 games. It's this game and another. That's the problem with the, when you don't keep your head. And Archie, I think you mentioned it very well. You got to let the battle be between the lines. And this game has gotten, like you said, not only chippy, it's got a little out of control though.
As a trusted local community bank, Mid-Penn Bank offers options for families including simple free checking, a young savers account, great rates on CD and money market, an array of financing options including mortgages and home equity loans. Stop in at Mid-Penn Bank branch near you or visit midpennbank.com.
Well, it'll be 2nd and 10 right now with 10:46 to play before half. Stay tuned for our Jack Giambalvo halftime report and all of our stats.
It's got offsetting personal fouls. So it's going to make it 3rd down, actually.
And the good thing is no one got ejected right now, but they cannot do anything at this point. You don't want to lose anybody in this situation. If you're red line, this game isn't over. You're not out of it. One score and you're back in this. So you can't, make any mistakes that get guys thrown out of the game. And if you're Central York, you have all the momentum. That what could take your momentum away is the ejection of key players. You don't want that to happen either.
Well, it changes the whole format of the game and could be your season, because if you get ejected, you're out of another game. So, again, as you said, 3rd down and 10, 10:46 to play. Schultz will be shotgun formation, a twins to his left and a single receiver on his right. He'll keep it. Not much there. Coming up to make the tackle is George Grievous.
And again, one of the things that'll get overlooked is the defensive end, Kyle Fontes. He was able, and that's what you want your defensive end to do. You want to keep your outside arm and shoulder free so you can guard that. You want to force the defender, the running back, inside. That's exactly what he did. Forced him into number 6, George Drevis, and there you go. You shut down the running play. So good execution on that outside by the DN.
Schultz will get the punt off, and it's going to go across the 40-yard line and out of bounds just shy of the 45.
Yeah, these punts, they're definitely not doing much. I mean, this one was a 20-yarder. They had a 17-yarder before that. And again, it's good field position for Central York. They have started out in good field position on every drive they've had. Two bad punts. You went for it on 4th down. They've had a short field the entire time.
Yeah. When you're playing with a short field with a good quarterback, it can be dangerous. Twins to his left. Single receiver right, jet sweep. Hughes, Verbuel is going to keep it himself across the 30-yard line. Not too many people there. This is what he can do. He will not be touched. Touchdown, Central York.
Wow, he's having a game today. He's having a game today. And it's good blocking. And right now, this Central York team is just taking control of this game. And Redline, shell shock. You've started out the season 3-0. You're really coming in with a lot of momentum into this in the league play. And right now, you're just getting punched in the mouth.
This makes him a dual threat. Archie, let's go down. Let's talk about Bo Curbula.
Guys, I think we're all watching a star being born right in front of our eyes, and this guy can do it with his legs, and he's shown that he can do it with his arms. I am impressed.
Well, 23-0. That's your score. We'll be back with more after these messages.
This month only, the heat is on at Hoffman Ford. We must sell 100 new Fords, so we're turning up the heat with our biggest savings ever. New 2019 Ford F-150 XLT, not $10,000 off, up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% financing for 72 months and up to $7,000 off MSRP. Over 50 in stock. Don't go anywhere else because
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford in Harrisburg.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
This is an education that focuses on your child's unique interests. It's taking field trips and making friendships. And it's what a modern-day public K-12 education looks like. This is Commonwealth Charter Academy, and this is how schools should work. CCA is an online public school available at no cost to all Pennsylvania families. Learn how Commonwealth Charter Academy can work for your family at ccaeducate.me.
Well, welcome back. 24-0 Central York. Let's just take an opportunity. We just want to give a shout out to one of our cameramen recovering, Jay Lego. Jay, we can't wait to get you back, buddy. We hope you heal up soon and see you here soon. But that last drive was one play, resulted in 43 yards, Bo Curbula. And as Archie just said, Jerome, perhaps watching a young star be born.
You know, the biggest thing for a talented young player is confidence.
Right.
And what you're seeing and what you've seen from him this season is his growth in maturity and his growth in his confidence, which is maximizing his athletic ability.
That ball going to roll in the end zone. Paz will not have a return. And man, everything, just the momentum, everything swinging Central York Panthers' way right now. Effectively, everything going well. Scored on every possession.
just one play here, 43 yards. Bueller will keep it, bounces outside, and then, I mean, he got a great block, by the way. And then that was just speed. I mean, he's very quick, very athletic. Dual threat, no doubt about it. Schultz shotgun formation, we'll have twin split out to the right and a single to his left. Guerrero, the back, going to roll to his left, look downfield, and almost picked off.
And I tell you, one of the things when you're down 24 to 0 and you're down like this, you know, the analogy is you got to find a way to stop the bleeding. You got to stop the bleeding. And one of the things that sometimes an offensive coordinator will do is just go to basics.
Right.
And just not worry about the score, line up, run the ball. Let's get the next first down.
Exactly.
And the next first down. And then you build on top of those small successes.
Exactly.
Because what that does is give you rhythm. So,
right.
You know, in the first drive earlier in the game, you were able to run the ball. Why not go back to that and not worry about it? Once you get rhythm, then you can start doing what you need to do. But right now, you just got to get rhythm.
Schultz on a slant, connects. Zapata on the catch. It'll be 3rd and 10. And folks, coming up at halftime, we got our Jack Giambalvo halftime report, our Highmark halftime stats, and our Mid-Penn Bank first half highlights coming right up. So stay tuned. Guerrero, left side, and there's just absolutely nothing for him.
And it was 3rd and 3. So, you know, they only needed 3 yards, and now it brings up a 4th down. And at this point, what do you do?
Luckenball and Drivas coming up to make the tackle. Again, coming up at a halftime, our Jack Giambalvo halftime report, Mid-Penn Bank highlights. And yes, Jack Giambalvo, that kick, that 25-yard kick for a big screen TV. Last year was made down here, man. What do you think? Sam Coons, the student kicker, will be kicking it.
Coons put an Xbox on that. Come on. Make it happen.
Schultz gets the roll this time. It's going to cross 35 down, 28, 28, call it.
Coons, maybe you're a PlayStation man. Put that on there.
Sam Coons will come up and get the Jack Giambalvo kick right at the start of halftime. He'll have his chance to put his foot on it, put it up through, and maybe a big screen TV to put on his wall in his bedroom. What do you think?
Hey, one of those things. Whatever you need to do. But again, if Central York has an opportunity in some ways to make this pretty much, you know, almost impossible to come back from. Not saying it is not. But right now, their entire offensive arsenal is open. They can do whatever they want right now. And everything's working. They have all the momentum. Quarterback is really playing good football, and the offense is rolling.
Myers in motion. Jet sweep. He'll get it. Bounces outside. There's a flag down. He's looking for room. Won't have a whole lot. And, man, was he really hit by Jake Bradley. There is a penalty. Pause to hear it.
So, I mean, the unis is, you know, like we have Michigan against Clemson.
They are really, man, high school, to play high school now with these uniforms. You remember the old school stuff that we had. I mean,
pretty decent.
Well, mine wasn't. Remember the old girdles we wore, too?
Yeah, now everybody had to wear those.
My butt pad would slide out of it, man. My snaps would never work.
Jerome, you got Michigan versus Clemson?
Yeah.
What about the Iowa?
A little bit of Iowa.
Yeah, a little bit of Iowa
in that too.
Iowa Hawkeyes.
Little Hawkeye look in there too. Maybe Michigan helmet, Hawkeye uniforms, but I just love to look at the new uniforms and what they are. I like the white on the white with the orange helmets tonight. I mean, these are sharp uniforms. Great game, great atmosphere. The chill's starting to set in a little bit as we're kind of approaching the fall. That date, September 21st, is the official day of fall. We're not too far from that tonight. We feel it tonight. Shotgun formation for Bueller. Give. Sturgis running hard. That's just something you could do. Hey, Archie, let's talk about Sturgis. I mean, you could have a big dose of Sturgis all night right now, not even have to put the ball in the air.
Yeah, I think Sturgis right now is doing pretty good. And
one thing you see, they are showing their power up the middle. They're showing their power outside, which is turning into frustration, which led to another personal foul, guys.
Right. And again, you know, it's chippy. It's chippy everywhere. I think it's chippy, you know, on the coach's standpoint, it's chippy in the game. And again, everybody just has to take it down.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't want to keep this going. You got to be able to play good football. And again, this is another penalty against Red Line. So again, they just cannot get any momentum going, and you keep the momentum with Central York.
And I think it's a halftime talk. It's literally taking both teams aside and saying, listen, at the end of the night, it's a football game. Let's get ourselves together. And I think that will be taken care of in the locker room for the start of the third quarter. Sturgis running hard. Sturgis standing on those feet, crossing the 30-yard line.
Another flag.
And a flag is down.
But does he go any other direction but straight?
And you know those are your favorite kind of runners, bro.
Man,
and he runs hard, squares his shoulders.
No wasted motion. He just goes straight up the gut.
I tell you, Arch, I'm serious about this. I'd probably give that young man the ball 25 times a game. I'd give him the ball 25 times a game.
One of two things are going to happen when you run like that. You either want to get your clock clean by somebody coming down, or you're going to have runs like that. So, hey, take the runs like that and go for it.
Sturgis looking very effective, which, you know what, Archie, how about it? When you have that running game, does that not set up a golden armor for Beulah?
Yes, it does, guys. Let's see, do they play off of the read right here with Beulah keeping the ball coming outside?
Beulah shotgun. Sturgis up the middle, give it to him again. Bounces, squares his shoulder, spins. Diving forward.
He's in the zone a little bit.
Yeah, he is.
I think Sturgis is in the zone.
Yeah, he's feeling it.
He's like, I know we do multiple running backs. He's like,
I think I want the job full time.
I'm the guy today. Like today, and that's what you do sometimes when you have a running back on committee with multiple guys. You give the hot hand. And even though you may want to spread it out, when one guy is starting to have that hot hand, you feed him, man. You feed him until he can't eat anymore.
So it'll be 2nd and 6, 7:36. Myers in motion. Give to Sturgis. Sturgis will be ripped down there.
And that's a good defensive play.
Yeah, that's Chase Evans coming up to make the play. 5'10", 195 pounds, and he's only a sophomore, guys. Hey, keep an eye on 33, Archie Smith, the sophomore at that linebacker spot and defensive back spot.
And we're seeing that more often. You're seeing young players, sophomores that are starting in offenses that are very impactful.
Yeah, making impacts instantly.
That's what you want.
Myers, motion. Beulah. Time to hold up. Folks, just another reminder, Jack Giovanbo halftime report coming up, and our high mark halftime stats, and our Mid-Penn Bank first half highlights, and we'll have a Jack Giovanbo kick for a large big screen TV coming up. The student red line kicker will be Sam Coons. Archie will have him all set up. All right, 6:57, 3rd down and 12. Central York looking over as the clock's ticking. I don't know if they're going to take a timeout. They'll take a timeout. And we'll be right back after these messages.
You just went. Here's the deal. Road trips can get pricey. At rest stops alone, there's lunch, snacks, gas. So instead, I go to Giant and get bonus buy savings on everything we need to stay on the road.
I forgot my retainer.
If we ever leave.
Everything you need at prices you'll love. Only at Giant.
Our brand boneless, skinless chicken breasts. This week, $1.69 per pound.
Welcome back. Central York wanted to take an opportunity to talk about it. And again, coming up right at halftime, Archie's going to have Sam Coons, the student from Red Lion. He will attempt the Jack Giovanbo Family Dealership 25-yard field goal challenge. If he makes the field goal, he gets a 40-inch big screen TV. And down here last year, we saw a kid straight on kick that thing, and that thing rumbled and stumbled through the uprights, and he took that 40-yarder, and I think he went right to the car and went home. I really do.
Well, I mean,
maybe I would do the same thing. I'm not going to sit in the stands with it.
Do the exact same thing.
Like, I'm going to watch the rest of this at home.
There you go.
On the big screen. I mean, what are you going to do? All right, 3rd and 12, 6:42. I missed 2 extra points as a 9th grader and I became the holder after that. How about that? Shotgun formation. True story. Shotgun formation. Twins left, twins right. Beulah with time. Throwing into traffic. And that was kind of a dangerous pass. It'll be incomplete.
And that was probably Pabula's worst pass of the night, running into double, triple coverage, and you can't do that. Again, he's having a really good game. Red line they're on their heels right now, and he has an opportunity to put it away, but they were not able to do it now. Punt it away. Have your defense, who is playing very, very good football right now, and keep it rolling that way.
This is his first time Basile had the punt. He had 4 possessions and scores. He'll get it off. And it's going to roll into the end zone. Chase down. I mean, man, making a very nice hustle play with McMillan. But it'll go into the end zone.
And again, the field position battle continues to be lost right now by Red Line. They'll get it at the 20, but they haven't had any positive field position at all in this game. And any time they move forward, they take 2 steps back with penalties and mistakes.
Yeah. You talked a little bit about what you felt when you looked at the strength of schedule in these 3 games prior. You really felt it favored Central York. You go to Cumberland Valley, who we know is always going to be a solid competitor, and they turned the ball over a little bit, came by with a loss. But you felt like battle-tested wise, you felt Central York might have been a little bit more battle-tested.
Well, sometimes when you play out-of-league games and you come out with wins, you don't always have an idea of what your team is. I mean, because different leagues have different strengths. And I think what you saw possibly was the one loss that Central York did have was against an improving Cumberland Valley team, because last year that Cumberland Valley team wasn't as strong, and Central York beat them last year.
Yeah.
So, they have a nice little rivalry going on between the two, and which ends up being the 2 conferences, because Mid-Penn gets a lot of publicity. So these teams in the York Conference want to go up to the Mid-Penn and beat them.
That Schultz pass will be incomplete. Tanner Snyder was the intended receiver. Be broken up.
They catch those short passes. It's like 3-yard passes.
3rd and 10. 3rd and 10. Close enough. Coming up at halftime again, Sam Coons, a student from Red Line, will be attempting the Jack Giambavo Family of Dealership 25-yard field goal challenge. If he makes the field goal, he gets a 40-inch big screen TV. So we're going to all be rooting for Sam Coons coming up at halftime. 6:16 to play, 3rd and 10. Schultz, twins both sides, right and left. Back to pass with some time. Going to roll right. Looking downfield, and it's intercepted, and there's a lot of time. Good coverage, intercepted by Judah Tom, and man, just Central York doing everything.
Tom played that extremely well. He was in the right place at the right time, and again, this offense for Red Line just cannot get going. They just can't. They have an opportunity. It's a deep ball pass. Tom's just in the right place at the right time, steps in front of the ball, gets the interception, shuts the drive down right in his track.
There's the ball on the ground. Red Line appears to have it. Scramble. Let's see, you have to get the pile together here. And Red Line got it back. So that's a momentum shift. And that's
for the first time this game, Red Line will have good field position. You see Spencer put the ball on the ground. That's the one thing for a running back you cannot do is fumble the ball. And he does it on this play now. And we see on the tackle, number 40, that's Kurt Koff, who's able to come up and make a good play at linebacker position.
Keogh came up, made a good play. Sturgis fumbled the ball. I don't know who made that initial hit. The ball is going to be recovered by Red Line. That's going to give them a little momentum with 6 minutes to go here. 1st and 10. An opportunity across midfield. Some of their better field position for once. They're going to roll. Schultz to his left. Double move. Looking downfield, and that will be picked off by Toom. That's his second pick off. Judah Toom.
That was like a punt return that we saw on that play. And I think what you're seeing from Schultz is he's forcing it a little bit.
Yeah.
And this may be coming back.
what we have, guys, we have on the double route, on the out and up, which was ran earlier, the DB kind of held the receiver on there. That's why you seen the overthrow, because it was a hold by Central York's defender.
So again, you almost had another pick for Central York, and again, you bail Schultz out by that not happening, and that out and up holding penalty that'll keep the ball in Red Lions' hands with 5:50 on the clock remaining in the second quarter.
So we'll have offsetting penalties. We'll redo this first down, 5:50 play here before half. Stay tuned for our Jack Jim Volvo halftime report, our Highmark halftime stats, and our Mid-Penn Bank first half highlights. Archie, Jerome, and I will break down everything here in the first half. Schultz fakes, looks downfield, throws, and incomplete, delivered it high. Keogh was the receiver. That's Kurt Keogh, big senior. Ball was overthrown high and could have been picked off.
And I like the play call. I mean, I like the misdirection, play call downfield. But right now, Schultz, he's a little loose with the football, and you see the coverage in the back end by Central York. They have everything pretty much covered up back there. They have the safeties roaming, and they're just coming up with plays, because right now all the pass plays are big downfield as opposed to taking what the defense gives you.
Flag. Now. Oh, that's going to be timeout. No flag. Take that back. It'll be Red Lions going to take a timeout and talk about it. 5:43 to play here, right before half. We'll take one ourselves and we'll be right back after these messages.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
I got the phone call that every parent dreads. Our beautiful 19-year-old daughter, Peyton, had died. Sudden cardiac arrest had ended her precious young life. This #1 killer of student athletes and leading cause of death on school campuses attacked our family. Many heart conditions that can lead to sudden cardiac arrest aren't found during routine physicals. That's why the Peyton Walker Foundation provides free heart screenings for teens. Help prevent sudden cardiac arrest in your family. Visit PeytonWalker.org.
That ball's going to be picked off by Perbula. Bo Perbula, playing defensive back as a sophomore and quarterback, will pick off Schultz. Excuse me. I got choked up about it here.
You did. You got excited
a gnat in the
here.
mouth up here in the press
and I think the one thing that when you have a quarterback that plays safety, you tend to get very good ball skills from them because they always hold the ball.
Exactly.
So many times they'll lead your team in interceptions. The problem is they're susceptible to injury with tackles. So Perbula plays, and again, these safeties are just wandering around back there because Red Lion keeps going deep. I mean, they're not methodically trying to get the ball, but again, they're trying to make plays. They're trying to get back in this game, so it's understandable.
Perbula, yeah. Left side, running hard is Harris, Brendan Harris. So we've seen Harris and Sturgis. We've seen a couple backs in the backfield. Myers getting the ball a little bit. So a lot of guys getting a chance to touch it here offensively for Central York.
Well, something's happening in the middle of the Red Lion defense where they're getting gashed right up the middle. So I'm not sure if it's a trap that's happening, if they're over pursuing, but it's just wide open, and I don't know where those linebackers are, but they have to see if they can correct that at the halftime.
Not much room for Perbula. He ran left side, got chased down.
And I think we have a player down right now.
We lost with that Chase Evans come out to make the initial.
No, he's up.
Everybody's up. That's good.
That's
good to know. We want everybody to be safe out there. 4:50 to play, 2nd and 12. Central York up 24, as you see. Pavula to Myers. Myers misses it. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 12.
And Myers typically has very good hands.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
again, there's been some dropsies, but not necessarily from the Central York side of the field. It's been mostly red line.
Twins left and right for Pavula. Harris is the lone back. Pavula look over to get the call. Good time. Looking downfield, going to air it out. And just like that, hits his receiver on a beautiful play. Taylor Wright Rawls.
And I'll tell you what, Todd, when you talk about beautiful balls, look at this. I mean, this is right in the breadbasket, the only place that the receiver can get the ball, and it's the perfectly thrown ball, and that's what Pavula does, and his pedigree gives you. His talent level is very, very high, and you're going to have this kid, only a sophomore, delivering dimes like that.
And he's getting time. That's the other thing.
Absolutely.
The offensive line, man, give them a shout out for Central York. Pavula with his feet, across the 20, stiff arms down to the 15, and setting up an opportunity to score. And I think, man, I tell you what, a score here before half, really, really, as it is where it is, it puts red line on lifeline.
Well, and Archie, you know about this, the read option when you have a quarterback, and what you want to do in the read option is you have to read it. You either give it, if they crash on the running back, the quarterback pulls it out and takes off. His ability to get upfield fast is what's getting red line.
And to go along with what you're saying, Jerome, he is doing a great job of reading the defensive end. And to be able to make this offense work, you have to have fast, agile linemen. If you can see his linemen are chipping from the defensive line, getting to the second level.
So to set this up, there was a 34-yard pass from Pavula to Wright Rawls, setting the ball up a second and 8, 3:30 to play here before half. Brown will be in motion. Brown will get it, and he will be hit by Dennis. Met at the line, the receiver cornerback said not right there.
And that was a good play for Dennis. And that's you're not seeing a quit necessarily in red line. They've just gotten behind the chain. So again, you want to fight. It's, loss of 3. You have an opportunity to try to shut this down and maybe hold Central York to maybe a field goal attempt if you can. But right now, you don't want to let another touchdown in right before the half.
Pavula changing the play at the line. Shotgun. Give. Over the middle. It's going to be intercepted. And that's Kurt Keogh comes up with a big play to put a hold on that scoring drive.
And I'm not sure what's happening. It looks like there will be a flag on the play. So we'll see what this is. But Keogh, I thought, made a brilliant play in the secondary. In the linebacker, he got his drop. That's what you want to do. As a linebacker, you got to get that drop. And sometimes when the quarterback throws the ball, they don't see you. So they'll throw it right to you, and that's where it was. But it looks like this may be against red line. If it is, Central York keep the ball.
Looks like we might have roughing the passer, guys.
Roughing the passer, wow. I mean, negates an opportunity for a hold and then give Central, you just give a good team, yep. Okay, and repeat that 3rd down, and that's going to go against Central York.
And once again, Todd and Archie, another flag.
Well, guys, it was
a big play.
Exactly, guys. It was a personal foul, another 15 yards, which is going to turn into a 1st down for Central York, guys.
Thanks, Archie. And Archie, you're down on the field. There's been a lot of talk after every penalty. There's been a lot of explanation. I mean, most of the penalties have been pretty obvious. So I'm not really sure if it's more just questioning or
maybe at the spot.
Is it spot? You
want to get the spot down.
Well, guys, as a player, I really appreciate this right here because these guys, with the magnitude of this game right here, it's a rivalry game, a lot is at stake. You want to make sure that you have that absolutely directly positive on your call. And you can see these guys are always getting together, making sure that all of them are on board for the right call, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Archie. All right, so it'll be 1st and 9, 2:35 to play before half. Stay tuned for the Jack Giovanni halftime report, our Highmark halftime stats, Mid-Penn Bank first half highlights, and a 40-yard or 25-yard kick for a big screen TV coming up by Redline student Sam Coons right at half. So stay around.
Let's go, Sam. I'm rooting for you.
Left side, touchdown. Just like that, Harris puts another score on the board, effectively finds an open hole, really wasn't touched. And that's a Central York touchdown. Man, does that just seem to really, this has been nothing but Central York and very effective. Take a look again. Look at the hole.
Once again,
look at the
gash.
hole.
You know, you got a big block by number 58, Max Workman. And again, you see Workman come down, open up the hole, and these running backs are running through it. They're just going north-south. That's all they're doing.
Basila's kick's no good, so it'll stay at 30. And we'll be right back with more after these messages.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dolphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
All right, 30-0 Central York. Welcome back to Red Lion High School in a packed house, a big night. And let's go inside Jerome for a second here. Look at this. This was real quick. A 34-yard hookup set up that last drive, and this drive was nothing but effective. But look at the hole right here. Boom, touchdown. And that was Brendan Harris. That was the last Central York drive. Look at the crowd tonight. 8 plays, 71 yards. It took about 3 minutes, 30-0. Jerome, why don't we look across the mid-state at scores now?
Okay, West Perry up 28-18 on Greencastle Antrim. Hanover and Bermudian at a 0-0 tie. Cedar Cliff up 22-0 on Hollidaysburg. Middletown area 14-0 on Camp Hill. Central Dolphin is up 13-7 on Cumberland Valley. Altoona is down big 49-0 against Chambersburg. Susquehanna Township and Lower Dolphin is 0-0. And Bishop McDevitt and Redland are 0-0. State College is up 22-12 on Carlisle, and Milton Hershey is up 7-0 on Bowling Springs. And one more, Trinity is down 43-20 against Steel High.
Basila's kick, man, went through the hands of Aaron Lure. Now, Central York might have had a chance to recover that. Ooh, that was dangerous. But Red Line they'll retain possession here, but I don't know what the talk is. All right, so legal procedure on Central York. Ball we've shot on right at the 35 for Red Line. Schultz shotgun formation, twins right and left, single back. Schultz dumps off to Sabata. And that's something effectively I think this Red Line bunch can do. Just getting the ball out to some of those receivers in their hands, just even out of bubbles and out of the trips formations and things like that. I think we've given them an opportunity at least to get, maybe some one-on-one and maybe some speedsters on the corners. Because otherwise, up the middle, there's not been a lot.
Right, and again, there's multiple ways that you can try to come back. But I think the key is you have to forget about the score. You can't focus on the fact that you're down 30-0 at halftime. You have to come out and try to establish some type of rhythm. And we've talked about this throughout the game. Since the start of the game, Red Line has been out of rhythm, which started with the penalties. And again, this crowd here is absolutely amazing. I mean, you talk about a fan base that comes out to see their football team undefeated coming into today. This has been an amazing show by this Red Line crowd.
Schultz looks left, comes back across the field and throws
kind of what can seem as a dangerous pass, but Quentin Lyons will make the catch. And there's 5 penalties on both sides in that first half. 5 big penalties for Redline. Backside pressure comes across.
Dangerous is an understatement on that
Yeah,
play.
I would agree.
You don't ever throw across your body, across the field, and mainly because there's a velocity situation, and you don't get the trajectory of the ball.
Right, you float the ball.
It becomes more of a float, and if it's even a dart, you're going against the flow of the defense. So the flow of the defense is right there in the pathway of your throw, so that's not always a good opportunity.
12. Schultz looking for room, and that's a face mask. I'm sure that, yeah, face mask comes in, penalty. That will be a face mask that goes against Central York.
And again, you just want to get close enough to where you can have at least a crack, a sound crack at a touchdown, and if not, come away with some points here. You want to have some momentum going into the halftime. You have to.
Take a look at it here again. Wow.
Ooh, that was violent. Violent.
That was Justin King. Trips formation to the right side. Schultz going to look that way. Backside pressure is going to dump off to Guerrero. Guerrero,
good play call.
That's a good play call and positive yardage for Redline.
And Guerrero is able to get out of bounds as well. So that will shut the clock down, give your offense time to see what you can come up next with the next play. And again, you're finally inside Central York territory.
Now stay tuned for a special interview coming up. Dr. Kelly of OSS Health. And later in the half, we'll be selecting, well, we have selected Sam Coons to make the 25-yard field goal. If he makes it, he gets a big screen TV from Jack Giovanni. That's all halftime in about 50 seconds. So stay tuned with the Schultz. To Pfizer. Pfizer across the 40, across the 30, makes a move. Down the sidelines to 20, to 15, and he'll be tripped up, giving Redline an opportunity to put one on the board before half.
And Pfizer secures the ball, gets upfield, makes a move, and he's able to really get Redline in position to try to put some points on the board and go in halftime with some momentum. 30-0. Is it hard to come back? Absolutely. Is it impossible? No, it is not.
Central York's going to take a timeout. We'll take one too. We'll be right back after these messages.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your project from start to finish. With 6 locations, Groff Tractor is always nearby your equipment needs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Well, welcome back. Central York up 30-0. Redline got some positive yards and a positive thing going. Trying to put one here on the board from the 15. 47 seconds to go here before half. They want to put something on the board and get some positive going into the locker room here.
And not only are they in positive field position, they're in the red zone for the first time today. So can they put this in and put 7 points on the board? That's going to be the question.
Right after our special interview, we're going to have the Jack Giovanni 25-yard field goal challenge for an opportunity for a 40-yard field goal coming up at halftime. Stay tuned. Trips right. Schultz, shotgun formation. Looking left side, throws, connects in the hands and staying on his feet. Touchdown Redline, they're on the board. And that's going to wake up their crowd. Gerald Zapata scores the TD. Good throw, good slant. Touchdown Redline, putting one on the board. And that's going to get at least some, now the crowd back again. I mean, they have a capacity, sold-out capacity crowd here tonight.
The crowd is in it for the first time today. And again, this was just a gutsy play by Zapata, getting in the end zone. It was a tough, good catch, and making sure he's not denied. That's what basically he's saying, I'm not going to be denied. I'm getting in the end zone. He gets the touchdown. And then he comes back, and he's going to hold for the kicker.
Hunter Throne's kick. Hold was high, but down. Snap up. And it's good. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with more from Redline after these messages.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stellar Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram, and introducing the all-new Genesis of York. The Giambalvo family of dealerships. Over $25 million in new and pre-owned inventory, with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family has been a part of your community for decades. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
Well, the Red Line finds a way to put one on the board, down 30-7. And as you said, Jerome, I mean, these things are never over. This is high school sports. You can score in bunches, you can score quick.
Well, it's sports in general. I
That's
mean,
right. Well, yeah.
If you start believing, if you're up big, that you can stop working, that's when you get shocked and you get shell shocked. And my thought is, and my theory is always this: if someone can put up 30 points on you, or a lot of points on you in a half, you can do it in the second half. And the good thing about this is, if you're Red Line, you already have 7 of it. So you don't have to put up 30 points at that point. So you have 7 other points already. So if you come out in the second half, the first thing you have to do is stop Central York. You have to cut down on your mistakes. The penalties cannot happen. And then you have to try to establish some sort of offense like you did just now today, just now on this last drive.
Yeah, last drive was 6 plays, 65 yards, resulted in over a minute, almost less than 2. Be about 37 seconds for Central York to see if they either take a knee or if they're going to take a shot down the field, take a look at it. I mean, with a lead like that, why not?
Well, you can. I mean, or you can just don't take that chance. You know, you don't want to pick 6 on you, and then you go into halftime and it's 30-14, and you have no momentum. You got to really get your momentum back. You don't want to give Red Line any more momentum than they currently have. So you may want to just sit on this ball, but who knows?
Those 37 seconds to play, 1st and 10. Hard nose run to the left side. Brendan Harris, we're seeing some really good contributions out of the backfield from Harrison Sturgis tonight for Central York, which is set up for Bueller. When he's had to throw, he's been very effective. And in at quarterback is Kyle Fontes here riding this out before half. And it looks like that's the way it's going to be. It's going to be 30-7. Coming right up, we're going to have a special interview with Dr. Kelly of OSS Health. And later in the half, we'll be watching Sam Coons try to kick a 25-yard field goal, sponsored by Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. We'll also have John Giambalvo joining us at halftime too to talk about that. But we'll be right back with more on our halftime report coming up after these messages.
The Jack Giambalvo family of
Guys, I'm here with Dr. Abby Kelly from OSS Health. She's a sports medicine doctor. Abby, you've seen your share of concussions in the office. Let's define what is a sports concussion.
A concussion is defined as a functional injury to the brain versus a structural injury like a brain bleed, stroke, things like that. So, you can either get hit in the head and sustain a concussion, or you can get hit in the body, which causes a rotational force to the brain. The brain rattles inside of the skull, causes an injury really at the cellular level.
Talk about what the signs and symptoms are of concussions.
Some key signs and symptoms of concussion include headache, dizziness, sometimes vision changes, nausea, even vomiting sometimes.
Let's talk about how you treat concussions.
Brain rest is the treatment for concussion, at least in the initial stages.
What is the return to play, the protocol for that?
I have them repeat what's called an impact test. The athletic trainer will take them through a 5-day return to play protocol.
You have 2 little girls yourself, and you were an athlete at Dallastown.
As a mother myself and kids that I anticipate will be involved in athletics, it's extremely important to get the word out on concussion and educate people.
And welcome back to our Jack Giambalvo 25-yard field goal challenge. It's an opportunity to win a 40-inch big screen TV sponsored by Jack Giambalvo, and Sam Coons is set to kick the 25-yarder right now. And as we look at it here, he looks like he's lined up perfect for it. He wins a 40-yarder, and it's going to make it in the O of the Lions. And unfortunately, the Jack Giambalvo kick does not go through the upright, so there will be no TV tonight for Sam Coons. But I'm joined now by Jack Giambalvo and John, excuse me. First of all, thank you for this opportunity. We want to, on behalf of ABC and High School Sports Live, we really appreciate the partnership that you've had with us making this happen. Unfortunately, Sam Coons does not get to kick. Do you want to talk a little bit about his approach? Looked pretty good, though, did it not?
It did look good. First of all, it's great to be here. Thank you very much. It did look good. I think it looks pretty hard. If he makes that, he should have gotten a whole lot more than a TV. It's my opinion. Well, we'll have to talk to other people about that.
That's mighty nice of you, John. But you know, let's talk about your partnership with us, and more importantly, what Jack Giambalvo's, why you find sports and the athletic sponsorships very important, and community involvement.
Well, community involvement in general, I mean, you think about it. My dad, who started the business, was born and raised in York. I was born and raised in York. I have kids in York. Our business has been here for over 40 years. We owe a great deal to this community. So anytime we have a chance to, whether it's donate water for a parade, or sponsor a hole-in-one for a golf outing, or something bigger like a large capital campaign, we're happy to do so. I mean, we're honored to do so.
And we appreciate it. You know, last year we were here, same situation, and unfortunately don't remember the student's name. And I mean, he put that thing to the uprights, took that 40-inch TV, and we watched him scoot right through the gates, and it appeared that he went right to his car. And I assume that he took the TV home and probably watched the rest of it, but I'm sure he was very happy.
Hopefully. I don't know if you've ever tried that before, but that is not as easy as these guys make it look.
It's hard. You're down there with a pair of sneakers, but you know, what a great thing to do for the community. Just give the kids something to look forward to at halftime, but more importantly, as our years have gone now, we're going on our 12th year. You have been, Jack Giambalvo, and the dealership has been very important to us. And John, we really appreciate the community involvement. But I want to take one more opportunity to ask you this. Tonight's game, 30-7. Do you see maybe that the Red Line puts a late score on there? Is there an opportunity for him to come back in this game? Your thoughts?
There's always an opportunity. However, this is not going to be a crowd favorite. I'm a Central grad,
okay,
so I have to say go Panthers.
All right, so you heard it from Jack Giambalvo. We really appreciate your partnership this year, John.
Thank you
and
very
thank
much.
you for all that you do for us at High School Sports Live. We're going to take an opportunity here now to take a break. Central York up 30, Red Line 7. More after these messages.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and introducing the all-new Genesis of York. The Giambalvo family of dealerships. Over $25 million in new and pre-owned inventory, with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family has been a part of your community for decades. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
This is an education that focuses on your child's unique interests. It's taking field trips and making friendships. And it's what a modern-day public K-12 education looks like. This is Commonwealth Charter Academy, and this is how schools should work. CCA is an online public school available at no cost to all Pennsylvania families. Learn how Commonwealth Charter Academy can work for your family at ccaeducate.me.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your project from start to finish. With 6 locations, Groff Tractor is always nearby your equipment needs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. we help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free homeownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of homeownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
You just went. Here's the deal. Road trips can get pricey. At rest stops alone, there's lunch, snacks, gas. So instead, I go to Giant and get bonus buy savings on everything we need to stay on the road.
I forgot my retainer.
If we ever leave.
Everything you need at prices you'll love. Only at Giant.
Our brand boneless, skinless chicken breasts. This week, $1.69 per pound.
Welcome back to our Jack Jim Bobo halftime Family of Dealerships halftime report. I'm Todd McCall along with Jerome Presley and Archie Smith down on the field. Total yards, really, I think right now is the big difference. I mean, Central York done so many effective things, but I think they really talk about how they utilized and really jumped on not so much turnovers, but the penalties, 6 for 55 against Central York, or Red Line, excuse me, and they really jumped on it.
Well, what ended up happening at the beginning of the game, Red Line struggled with getting anything going offensively. It started out with penalties. They had a promising drive to begin with. They started to get positive yards, and then all of a sudden the penalties hit, and they ended up backing all the way up close to their red zone, and before long they had the punt. And then from there on, it was just the same thing over and over. While they were having penalties on one side, Central York was capitalizing on their penalties on the other side, and they had a short field. Yeah. So every time they got the ball, they were inside the 50-yard line or closer. So when you have that kind of opportunity, you're going to take advantage of it, and you're seeing Pabula. He's running, he's passing, he's complemented by a very good run game, and this offense has been able to do everything it's wanted to do. Yeah. At the end of the half, you finally got to see Red Line finally put something together, and now they were able to put some points on the board. And again, I wouldn't come out and try to get it all back in one swoop. You have to take your time, try to get, of course, you're playing against the clock, but you want to try to get something going so you can get some stability and try to get back into this game.
Now, Red Line does punch one in right before half. And listen, Archie Smith's going to be joining us too here. And Archie, your thoughts on it? I mean, 30-7. Red Line does manage to get a late score, but what are your thoughts, your inside thoughts on just the first half alone?
I mean, you've seen a lot. You've seen Central York come out and absolutely dominate from the line of scrimmage. These guys wanted to come out and play tenacious. These guys wanted to come out and play faster. They knew what they're up against here at Red Lion, and Red Lion know what's at stake too. One thing that I'm going to look out coming out of the second half that Jerome said is we're not trying to rush and trying to get everything back, but one thing we have to do is step up on defense, get a stop, and I have to let my offense drive me down the field to score. So one thing if I'm Red Lion is I'm trying to take it play by play, but most importantly, I'm trying to get a stop on defense. Central York, I'm not stopping anything. I'm keeping my guys fired up. We're flying all the way around the ball. We got orange helmets all the way around the ball, and then if I'm Central York, I'm keeping Pabula, having Red Lion offsetting with the run and the pass.
Well, thank you, Archie. I think a lot of points Archie made. Why don't we just take an opportunity right now, guys, just to look inside the first half highlights. Our Highmark halftime stats and our Mid-Penn Bank first half highlight starts right here. Just it makes a great, absolute great move and gets into the end zone was Myers. Myers right here one more time. See, just a little left, pumps right, sideline, touchdown. And then with himself, boy, he took a hit there too late with Pabula. And you see that late hit coming in there.
He was already in the end zone
too. Look at this. Right here, when he bounces outside, this is the difference in him, is how quickly he can get down the sidelines. He is a dual threat. And then we've seen a lot of effective yards from Harris on the offensive side. And then right before half, striking Schultz to Zapata, puts one in the end zone one more time. Take a look at it. Schultz with Zapata on the slant. Takes a hit, stays on his feet, determined, gets in the end zone. That made it 30-7. That was where the score lies now. Going inside the numbers, guys, 252 total yards versus that 111. And I think both teams been penalized 6 times. It's been a really heavily penalized game. It's those 6 for 55, and I think in that opening drive, as you mentioned, Jerome, those penalties in that open drive on red line, guys, I thought that was a big difference, a big game-breaking difference.
And they were timely penalties. They hit red line one after another. They were consecutive, one after another, and before long, they were behind the sticks. They couldn't get anything going, and that takes you out of your offensive continuity. You can't really do anything. So again, red line they have to come out, settle this thing down. They have a little bit of momentum going in at the half, getting that last score, and that was very important for them. Now they want to come out and see if they can establish some offense, and you can establish some offense, take your time, and still get on the board quickly. You just have to be efficient in what you do, and I think if they can do that, 30-14, you're in striking distance. Then you put something together, and you build on top of the next, no turnovers, and cut down on these penalties. Matter of fact, no, not cut down on them, eliminate them, if you can. And again, I know the coaches in the locker room for Red Lion, they're probably having that discussion right now about how to curb those penalties because you haven't given yourself a shot.
Archie?
Hey, I totally agree with you, Jerome. If I'm red line right now, you can see a lot of those penalties was from frustration, personal fouls coming from, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Frustration after the play. So those plays and those penalties can be fixed at halftime. You go in there and you tell your guys, hey guys, let's keep our cool out here. Let's everybody get mentally in tune into the game, and let's go out here and pull this victory off.
Thanks, Archie. And we're going to take a break. We'll come back with more of our halftime report right after these messages. Central York 30, Red Lion 7.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and introducing the all-new Genesis of York. The Giambalvo family of dealerships. Over $25 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family has been a part of your community for decades. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
This month only, the heat is on at Hoffman Ford. We must sell 100 new Fords, so we're turning up the heat with our biggest savings ever. Take up to $6,000 off MSRP on a 2019 Ford Escape SC, or 0% financing for 60 months, and up to $3,250 off MSRP. Over 50 in stock. Don't go anywhere else because
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford in Harrisburg.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
I got the phone call that every parent dreads. Our beautiful 19-year-old daughter Peyton had died. Sudden cardiac arrest had ended her precious young life. This #1 killer of student athletes and leading cause of death on school campuses attacked our family. Many heart conditions that can lead to sudden cardiac arrest aren't found during routine physicals. That's why the Peyton Walker Foundation provides free heart screenings for teens. Help prevent sudden cardiac arrest in your family. Visit PeytonWalker.org.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
This year, High School Sports Live is partnering with Capital Region Insurance Agency and AT&T to bring awareness to distracted driving. Each game will feature the Capital Region Insurance Agency and AT&T student section and ask students to consider Capital Region's challenge to young drivers that a text or a call can wreck it all. AT&T is challenging students to join millions who have taken the pledge to drive distraction-free as part of It Can Wait campaign. To learn more, visit itcanwait.com. Advanced Hoops is running fall intensity training classes in South Central PA as players from all over the Mid-State will travel to train with Advanced Hoops. Go to advancedhoops.com to see that each age group has a chance for players to compete 5-on-5 in competition classes. We have a great opportunity for players to improve their shooting with Charlie starting next Thursday night. Charlie's shooting will go for 8 weeks, and players can participate and they'll be transformed to be prepared for the season. Go to www.advancedhoops.com. High School Sports Live is proud to sponsor the Giant Food Fight this year in partnership with Giant Foods to support the Central PA Food Bank. To find out how you can support the Central PA Food Bank, volunteer or donate non-perishable food items, please go to www.centralpafoodbank.org. As a trusted local community bank, Mid-Penn Bank offers options for families including simple free checking, a young savers account, great rates on CD and money market, an array of financing options including mortgages and home equity loans. Stop in at Mid-Penn Bank branch near you or visit midpennbank.com.
Well, welcome back. Central York 30-7 here at half. Jerome, we've got some great games around the Mid-State, and some of these are getting a little closer. What do you got?
Yeah, we got West Perry up 35-32 on Greencastle Antrim. You have New Oxford up 27-16. So these are some of the games that will affect today as well, and these teams will be keeping an eye on. Southwestern up 14-0 on Dallas Town area. Northeastern up 26-7 on Spring Grove. Chambersburg up 49-7 on Altoona.
Wow.
Middletown up 27-6 on Camp Hill. Cedar Cliff up 43-0 on Hollidaysburg. State College up 20-12 on Carlisle. Central Dolphin still same at half, 13-7 on Cumberland Valley. Redland and Bishop McDevitt still 0-0. Still High up 43-20 on Trinity. East Pennsboro up 17-0 on Palmyra area. Coatesville, we got a Coatesville score since we've seen them a couple times, 48-14 on Henderson.
Wow, they've got it going together now after that loss to Harrisburg and a win last week against Cumberland Valley. We're going to take another break here, and we'll be right back with the third quarter coming right up after these messages.
You just went. Here's the deal. Road trips can get pricey. At rest stops alone, there's lunch, snacks, gas. So instead, I go to Giant and get bonus buy savings on everything we need to stay on the road.
Forgot my retainer.
If we ever leave.
Everything you need at prices you'll love. Only at Giant.
Our brand boneless, skinless chicken breasts. This week, $1.69 per pound.
This is an education that focuses on your child's unique interests. It's taking field trips and making friendships. And it's what a modern-day public K-12 education looks like. This is Commonwealth Charter Academy, and this is how schools should work. CCA is an online public school available at no cost to all Pennsylvania families. Learn how Commonwealth Charter Academy can work for your family at ccaeducate.me.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and introducing the all-new Genesis of York. The Giambalvo family of dealerships. Over $25 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family has been a part of your community for decades. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance. This month only, the heat is on at Hoffman Ford. We must sell 100 new Fords, so we're turning up the heat with our biggest savings ever. New 2019 Ford F-150 XLT, not $10,000 off, up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% financing for 72 months, and up to $7,000 off MSRP. Over 50 in stock. Don't go anywhere else because
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford in Harrisburg.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Well, welcome back again. If you might remember, there was a shot there that happened early on, and that was Myers took a hit in his shoulder, and it looks like I think Archie had it right with the separation of the shoulder. Archie, you might remember that hit.
But he came back in.
He came back in, and he might have tried.
Yeah.
I really feel like he tried to
try to go,
and it didn't unfortunately work out. Now, you hate to see anybody get injured in the game.
Yeah.
Mason Myers, who has a touchdown tonight, he scored early on for Central York today. A Purvilla hook up to him.
One thing as a senior, I mean, he's a senior. He knows this is his last time playing in this stadium, and I bet you, and Jerome can attest with this, as a player, as that's my teammate, seeing the fight that he came back after that and still displayed his toughness, man, we're trying to rally around that.
Yeah, definitely rally around it. It's unfortunate to see any player go down, but as we know, football injuries are guaranteed. That's not one of those things where it may happen, could happen. It's guaranteed to happen, and you just hope that it's not too bad and he can come back and play.
Ooh, staying on his feet, bouncing out to the left side is Wright's Rawls. Rawls down the sideline, makes one miss, stays down the middle of the field, and what a beautiful pickup. Cross the 25, still on his feet. And then the ball is lost, and there's a mad shuffle for it. Who recovered it? Did Central York, in fact, recover their own fumble?
I think they did recover it.
Wow.
And that was an 86-yard return. I mean, that's not what you want. If you're red line, you had some momentum going in, and you give up an 86-yard kick return. And Rice Rawls has quietly had an amazing game today on both sides of the ball. Look at him. He turns on the Jets.
Wow.
And you just see him. He makes a cut. This almost was to the house. And right at the end, and that's the type of play that you make. Number 14,
Kobe Martin,
Kobe Martin comes in with the strip trying to get that ball back.
You know, I take that back. I said Nate Myers was injured. Myers is back in. Purvilla, that was Bo Purvilla is actually
Well,
injured.
remember, another quarterback came in at the end of the half, so Purvilla being out, that's huge. And so the new quarterback is the previous tight end. That's Fontes is now the quarterback.
Kyle Fontes is in, and Bo Purvilla, man, looks like maybe separated his shoulder. I thought Myers separated his shoulder earlier too, because I haven't seen Myers in.
Well, we don't know what the injury was. Myers came back right away.
Give left side.
But even with injuries like that, I mean, it could be shoulder, it could be clavicle, it could be a lot of different things. So, again, we hope he's okay and to come back. And I know the one thing about him, he's been playing a lot and running a lot. So, you know, he was on defense, he's been running a lot, and unfortunately, he's now sitting down. So we hope Purvilla is okay. I mean, they're going to be counting on him for the whole season.
Third down, Central York was 4 for 6. Red Line was 1 for 7. So this is a big third down, 3rd and 3. Contest touchdown. Set up by an 86-yard return by Wright Rawls and Kyle Fontes.
Well, I'll tell you, their quarterback fortunes are pretty good because he's a junior. So they have two, very good young quarterbacks, that know the system, and he comes in and marches them down. Well, the kick return gets you there, and then he puts it in.
Setup doesn't hurt, does it?
No.
Well, the kick is up and good. Central York over Red Line. 37-7.
This is an education that focuses on your child's unique interests. It's taking field trips and making friendships. And it's what a modern-day public K-12 education looks like. This is Commonwealth Charter Academy, and this is how schools should work. CCA is an online public school available at no cost to all Pennsylvania families. Learn how Commonwealth Charter Academy can work for your family at ccaeducate.me.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
Welcome back. Central York puts a score on. Reserve quarterback and tight end Kyle Fontes comes in, scores 3 plays, 6 yards. It was set up by an 86-yard punt return. And this dance in here, this Central York, every kick, they get their special teams going. This has been fun, and they're having a good time over there.
Do you hear them, guys? I am over here with these guys. Can you hear them?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
And look at the fans.
Vasil's kick is no return for Feezer.
I got the phone call that every parent dreads.
This last drive by Central
beautiful.
York was set up by an 86-yard return by Taylor Wrights-Rawls. Look at him. Bounces outside. Right here is where he puts the afterburners on. It looks like he might appear to take this to the house, cuts it back to the middle, makes one miss, and then the ball will pop out right there because it's a great play out of Kobe Martin. But right here's Fontes. He's coming in to replace Bo Pribula, who we saw on the sideline with his arm. You know, I think 2 guys separated shoulders tonight in Pribula.
Well, we don't
there's a
know.
ball down. Wait a minute.
We don't know
if they are separated shoulders, but appeared with the sling on and things like that.
It could be other
stinger,
things.
It could be.
Yeah, it could be a separated shoulder. It could be a clavicle situation up
Could
here.
be a lot of things.
Yeah. And I'm not going to play a doctor at all. So we just, regardless of what it is, I just hope he's all right.
Oh, ball. That
Ooh,
snap
wow.
went high like you saw there. And Redlines is struggling. And
They
York
are.
recovered.
And what did we say at halftime, Todd? We said they can't, the penalties, and they can't make mistakes. They have to protect the ball and be able to establish a drive. First play after a touchdown, bam, you cough it up again. And again, field position. Look at the field position. If we can get the average field position that Central York has had, it's been amazing. Like any offense will want that.
We're just going to run Fontes across the 10-yard line, shy of the 5. I mean, really, you don't have to put it in the air at this point.
No. You can really shorten this game 2 ways. Number one, you put it in the end zone, 35 points mercy rule. The clock keeps running, and just run the ball and keep it in bounds. And this second half will go really fast.
Twins to his left, a single receiver on his right, getting a play call. Sturgis is back to back behind him at 32. 9:40 here, third quarter. Fontes, Sturgis squares, touchdown! And the guy deserves it. I mean, he's been a workhorse tonight, and I love the way he goes north and south, squares shoulders, and runs hard. Touchdown, Sturgis.
Well, both
I
backs,
think he deserves it.
Here's the thing. Sturgis and
Harris,
Harris are very similar to each other. They both are very big north-south runners, and again, right up the gut. So whatever happened in the first half, Redline has not been able to correct that defensive problem. So again, what do? You attack the same place you attacked that gave you success early in the game, and you see that happen.
The hold is down, and it's good. We'll be back with more here from Redline. Sturgis, touchdown.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
I got the phone call that every parent dreads. Our beautiful 19-year-old daughter Peyton had died. Sudden cardiac arrest had ended her precious young life. This #1 killer of student athletes and leading cause of death on school campuses attacked our family. Many heart conditions that can lead to sudden cardiac arrest aren't found during routine physicals. That's why the Peyton Walker Foundation provides free heart screenings for teens. Help prevent sudden cardiac arrest in your family. Visit PeytonWalker.org.
Well, welcome back, 44-7. It's been all Central York here tonight, and Central York has a lot to celebrate. That last two-play drive, 20 yards on a fumble recovery, and they're capitalized on both turnovers tonight, red line turnovers, and Central York scored on both. And when you get the ball with short fields constantly, it's been a very effective night for Central York. And after this kick, the clock will be in effect, the mercy rule, if you see it running. Randy Pfizer takes it across the 5 and the 10, finding some more real estate, trying to bounce it outside across the 20, trying to find somebody to miss, make something happen, goes across the 25-yard line.
And again, anything positive, you know, your red line, forget the score at this point. Just got to try to get something going.
Yeah,
right
muscle
now,
back
it's
in,
just not happening.
Something positive.
It's just not happening. You're
Yeah,
down 44-7. It's mercy rule. You want to get this out of mercy rule and see if you can put some points on the board. But again, just a turnover at a bad place. And Sterling just getting upfield, running north-south.
Sturgis touchdown right there, yeah.
Sturgis, I mean, sometimes when you have multiple running backs, you know, some coaches don't always manage that well.
Yeah.
But when you have the same guy pretty much between the two, I mean, you know, you pretty much can run the exact same thing. You don't have to do anything different.
Well, there wasn't much room for him there for Schultz. And coming up to make the tackle is Brown.
Oh, Brown played that so well
He
on the
did.
outside. You know, that's what you do at defensive end. If you're the last, or you know, on the defensive line, holding that contained, he held it extremely well and forced it inside. Came up, made the play.
Schultz to Dennis. Dennis is going to fumble, but recovers. Woo, man, I tell you what, every play right now has an opportunity for Central York to get it back in their hands.
Well, let's see. Penalties, loose with the ball, interceptions. It's just been one. This is one of those back to the drawing board games that you may not even look at it at the end. You know, when you go to look at this game, you may not even want the players to look at it. You may want to throw this tape in the trash and say, you know what, let's put that behind us and let's move forward.
Schultz going to roll to his left, and he has backside pressure from Brown.
And Archie, this Central York defense, they're peeling their ears back, aren't they?
Well, one thing you can see, guys, you can see a excellent preparation all week on the keys and the tendencies what Red Line is going to show you. These guys are prepared for every formation that comes out and every play that Red Line is working. So this was a hell of a job from the defensive coordinator all week of preparing his guys for this matchup tonight, guys.
You know what, Archie, you're on to something, because one of the plays in the first half, it looked like a trick play almost. I forget which play it was to call the exact play. But what happened was you heard the coaches up here for Central York call it out the second the ball was snapped. So that lets you know the preparation, and that's what you want. You want your coaches during the week, what they're doing is dissecting the plays and dissecting tendencies. So when you get those tendencies down, you can pretty much guess it. Every playbook has a certain amount of tendencies off of it, and once you get a bead on it, you're able to signal that information down to your defense to make a play. And again, another defensive effort.
Well, meanwhile, just Brown jumps off sides for Central York. Red Line gets the ball back. This is what happens. Low snap on a 4th and 10 on a punt up, and now Central York's. Just take a look at Central. Okay, Central York has the ball right now on the 15. Now this is where they've had the ball. Their drive. Red Line's 31, Red Line's 11, Red Line's 33, Red Line's 43. A few that they've had where they've just been on their own 29 and 43. The last two, Red Line 6, Red Line 16.
And that tells such a huge story with field position. So
Right.
they never really were in bad field position. The closest would have been their own 43. Okay. That's
right.
the start of drive. So when you have that kind of, and you don't want to call it luck. You just put yourself in such a good position that you have less than half the field to work with every drive almost. And actually, every drive was less than half the field to work. You were never pinned back in your side of the field.
Right. Fontes on the carry. He's come in and replaced Fabiola.
And again, like you said, Fontes doesn't have to put up a pass. But you have to, the one thing, and you talk about the dual threat quarterbacks, the one thing you have to be careful with dual threat quarterbacks, and we saw it in the first week, with Coatesville, is you have to be careful with how you run them because of injury and the potential for injury. You want to run your offense, but we saw Pabula today. He was running, and we had a shot at the end zone where he took a shot down here in the end zone after he got in. That could have been called a penalty. But those are unnecessary shots that you want to put on your quarterback. And that's the juggling act that you have to do as a coach.
So it's 2nd and 4. Fontes is going to keep it. Going to try to bounce out to the right side across the 10, across the 5, and there'll be a flag down on the play.
You see, Fontes did not have the speed that Pabula has, so getting outside is a little bit difficult, but we have a penalty anyway.
All right. Going to be an illegal block in the back on the offense on Central York, so that'll back her back up. It'll be 2nd and 16 for Central York. Fontes and the quarterback. There's a new back end, and it's Manigault.
I wonder if Fontes will put it up.
Fontes is going to look sideline, 2nd, 11, 5-10. Give to Manigault. Manigault pushing up the middle, and he'll be ripped down by Gordon Bay.
And again, just trying to get upfield, get north-south. Well defended on this one.
Yeah.
And the defense tightened up a little bit there.
Gordon Bay and Jared Miller came up to make a tackle. 3rd and 8. Single receivers left and a double left and a single on the right. That single is Brown in your screen. High snap. Manigault left side.
And you can see they're not, at this point, not trying to necessarily throw the ball. Manigault gets up a little gimpy. And that's the thing. Sometimes when you're running the ball and you get twisted down by linemen that are big, they can be hard on your lower extremities. So sometimes you'll see guys turn ankles, sometimes even knee injuries off of stuff like that. So, but it's part of the game. And people, defenders, when they're tackling, they're going to tackle any way they can.
So Fontes puts it up. It's going to be incomplete. He went to Wright's Rawls. That's his first time he put it up tonight. So let's take a look at the ball here.
Oh, this was on the money. This should have been caught. That would have been close to a first down if he would have pulled that down.
Right at the chains. So that was 4th down, so Red Line will take over on downs. They'll have the ball on their own 10. Schultz has 3 receivers right, single receiver is Dante Dennis on the left side of your screen. Give to Guerrero. He tries to stay on his feet, and the ball pops out.
And I think that I thought that was a.
I don't know. They're calling the draft, and they say, okay. So Red Line will keep the ball, but man, I don't know.
Yeah, they may have got away with that one. Let's look at the replay, see if he was down or maybe the whistle.
Still moving here. Bounces outside, comes back, and
the knee never came down.
The knee never went down.
It never went down.
Wow.
And we have another injury.
Player down, and that is.
And this is a big one.
Brown's down. And we'll take a break. We'll come right back after these messages.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dolphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your project from start to finish. With 6 locations, Groff Tractor is always nearby your equipment needs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
This year, High School Sports Live is partnering with Capital Region Insurance Agency and AT&T to bring awareness to distracted driving. Each game will feature the Capital Region Insurance Agency and AT&T student section and ask students to consider Capital Region's challenge to young drivers that a text or a call can wreck it all. AT&T is challenging students to join millions who have taken the pledge to drive distraction-free as part of It Can Wait campaign. To learn more, visit itcanwait.com. Advanced Hoops is running fall intensity training classes in South Central PA as players from all over the Mid-State will travel to train with Advanced Hoops. Go to advancedhoops.com to see that each age group has a chance for players to compete 5-on-5 in competition classes. We have a great opportunity for players to improve their shooting with Charlie starting next Thursday night. Charlie's shooting will go for 8 weeks, and players can participate and they'll be transformed to be prepared for the season. Go to www.advancedhoops.com. Advanced Hoops is running.
Welcome back to Red Lion. Central York up 44-7 here. Schultz will keep it himself. Trying to just stay positive and just fight till the end here as the Red Lion Lions.
That's all you can do.
The mercy rule is in effect if you're just tuning in to us, so the clock will keep running. 1:49 to play here in the third quarter. Schultz's pass to Randy Pfizer is incomplete.
And again, I mean, other than one drive, this Red Lion offense just could not get anything going. And again, you know, you get into a point where you start turning into next week, and not the players, but as a coach, you know, you're in the middle of coaching the game, but you have to look at what happened here, what caused this. You had everything set up, an amazing venue. The entire town of Red Lion seems to be here.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I mean, atmosphere, you couldn't get much better than this in high school football. It's been beautiful. This is a beautiful venue. You know they were charged for this game, and it just fell apart for them. You know, and now you got to go back to the drawing board. You're in league play now, too. And again, I always talk about, you know, those out-of-league games, you know, you don't know what you got. And when you have a team that goes battle-tested a little bit more than you, even though they have a loss, you know, that loss could be impressive and really give that team a lot to learn moving forward, and now you're in league play. So,
you know, I'm interested, you know, a lot of what you said is accurate. I mean, I'm interested to know what Archie thinks. Archie, you might remember, too, Red Line, that very first drive we talked about looked like it was going to be very effective. It got backed up. And then Central York scored off it, capitalized. And then a fake punt, if you remember, where it was a read play, where the ball went into Pfizer's hands. He dropped it. He was a sure first down pickup. It would have kept momentum going and maybe put Red Line a chance to put right back on the board. And what it did was set up Central York for the killing. And they got the ball in the red zone.
on a takeover on downs and put it in the end zone, and they never looked back.
Guys, I totally agree. Everything you guys are saying is spot on. And like you can say, with the momentum, with this half getting ready to end, it's all about momentum. Red Lion had the beginning, and Central New York came in and took the momentum for the whole game, guys.
You're all right. Let's take a break. The fourth quarter action will be coming right up from Red Lion High School after these messages.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your project from start to finish. With 6 locations, Groff Tractor is always nearby your equipment needs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
Right before the game, Giant Food and Central Pennsylvania Food Bank have teamed up to put an end to hunger. And the Red Lion cheerleaders did their part today like many schools across the nation are doing. And here in Central Pennsylvania, Giant Foods and Central Pennsylvania Food Bank teaming up to do their part. And as you see the cans going into the big old can, Giant Foods, Central Pennsylvania Food Bank teaming up to end hunger. And we appreciate all the student athletes and the cheerleaders to do their part, just like Red Lion did tonight. Again, Giant Foods and Central PA Food Bank teaming up to put an end to hunger. Back to the fourth quarter action, 44-7. Central York has 294 total yards. Red Lion still at that 111.
Doesn't that seem a little low?
Yeah, and you know what?
But then you realize the short field that they've had to work with. So they've had big plays, but they had big plays in the short field.
Manergault down the 50. He might not be touched across the 30. The 20. He is not going to be touched. It was 64-yard touchdown. And unbelievable.
He's going to get hit with a taunting, I think.
He might have been taunting there at the very end, but that was, he went down the sideline. Emir Manergault went down the sideline untouched for Central York.
He's the third running back, too.
Right. He wasn't touched. Archie?
One thing that you, like Jerome has been saying, it started as a dive. This play is going up the middle. He turns it to the outside. So whatever's been working for these guys up the middle, they have stuck with it. So once again, we talked about the defensive coordinator being able to dial it up and being able to game plan on red line. The offense have seen a weakness, and these guys have been attacking that weakness the whole game, which you get those yardage and the total yardage.
Okay, so as you know, the touchdown is good and unsportsmanlike conduct.
I mean, no one, I would imagine when you look at the York, the York League, this conference.
This was a statement.
I don't think anybody saw this.
No, this was a statement tonight.
I can see fans from Northeastern, New Oxford, Spring Grove, York, Southwestern, and Dallastown, and they hear this score.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, they're
Central York 50, Red Lion 7. I mean that'll filter through the entire league about this victory and what does it do from here moving out? When you look at this, Red Lion's been they're sitting on top of the division, even though division play didn't start yet. They were 3-0.
Right.
They had a good start to the season, and then to come in home like this.
And let's take a look at this just as he bounces back. We'll be back with more after these messages. Fourth quarter action. High School Sports Live is proud to sponsor the Giant Food Fight this year in partnership with Giant Foods to support the Central PA Food Bank. To find out how you can support the Central PA Food Bank, volunteer or donate non-perishable food items, please go to www.centralpafoodbank.com. mid-penbank.org. As a trusted local community bank, Mid-Penn Bank offers options for families including simple free checking, a young savers account, great rates on CD and money market, an array of financing options including mortgages and home equity loans. Stop in at Mid-Penn Bank branch near you or visit midpenbank.com. You talked about welcome back the Red Line, 51-7 Central York up here in the fourth quarter. Let's take a look at our last drive. It didn't take long, that's for sure. And it's set up right here. Menegal down the sideline, 64 yards. Once he crossed the 50, I mean, you could just tell. I mean, you see how many people are in pursuit. And 64-yard touchdown.
And that was probably one of their worst field position situations they had all day.
3 plays, 69 yards. Took only a minute and 53 seconds. And you know, we said the championship of the York Adams Division I championship comes through, you know, Central York, Red Line. Last year, Red Line won the division. 21 championships have been won down here, so they're no stranger to championships.
No, and it's still there. I mean, you know, you're still early.
Things can happen.
Who knows? You know, you're still there. It's just one loss. So you that's how you got to take it in perspective. It's definitely a bad score of a loss, but it's just one loss. You're not sitting here at the end of the season and you lost like this. So you're not losing momentum for the playoffs. You have still a pretty good long season ahead of you, so you're still in good shape. You just got to come back from this. The key is that it's a conference loss, but again, it doesn't mean you can't win the division at all. You know, you can win the league still and set yourself up good for the playoffs. You just got to. There's a lot of things you got to correct, though.
Well, the ball be on the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for Red Line. And the clock will keep moving once the possession starts. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 20. Shotgun for Schultz. Schultz over the top, incomplete.
And I know Schultz has been off. I mean, you know, he hasn't been able he hasn't been connecting well at all. And at some point, seeing what happened to Babula, do you maybe think about pulling Schultz out the game?
I mean,
at this point,
Jerome, I think you're right. I think I would consider that at this point.
I mean, he's 5 of 19 for 65 yards. You know, that's not a good day. But you know, if you're going to ride, you know, you're riding with your guy. Do you consider maybe pulling him out?
Look at this play here, McMillan. Look at him get his hand up here and bat the ball down. I mean, it's just.
And this is the time period when you have defenders and you start bringing in backups that are trying to prove what they can do.
Right.
So they're going 100 miles an hour. Young guys going 100 miles an hour, and maybe you know at this point 9:52, you're down 51-7. This game's pretty much out of reach. You may want to get some of the young guys in.
Schultz, look at this. Look at McMillan getting in the backfield and blowing up the play. Again, 2 great plays and bat down and now get in the back. Archie, there's some guys who are going to try to be it for some playing time here now in the Central York all-white.
He's a senior.
One thing to capitalize off this, guys, is you're able to get your young guys in right now.
Yeah.
You're able to get your young guys in a big game like this, get these guys game play, get these guys game time, because it's going to help these guys going down the line.
Schultz will have to punt it. And that's going to be blocked. He's going to scoop it in. Look at that touchdown, Central York. I mean, the ball rolled in favor of Central York, and it's going to be recovered by Cole Luckenbaugh for a touchdown. Blocked punt. Rolls in the end zone and took like every single roll that can even be possible.
Well, we saw the punting game has not been good for Central York. It hasn't been. I mean, they've struggled with the punting and this drop run punt that they do. I mean, this was close to getting blocked a couple of times.
I'm trying to see who blocked it, who came through. I know we had a good instant replay of that, and I just turned my head for a second, but man. Right now, it's gotten a little bit sloppy here after.
I mean, offside.
Not on Central York spot.
Yeah,
really, but I mean,
it's red line jumping off sides there.
They'll call
Well,
the
that's going to
Panthers
go
for it.
against the Panthers.
Again, when it rains, it pours sometimes.
Yeah. I mean,
Unfortunately.
Archie, you can attest to this. I don't think any one of the three of us thought that we would see something like what we saw tonight. I mean, you know.
Well, in the game of football, and Jerome can attest to this, once your team get it going, you feel invincible. And that's what Central York is going right now. I mean, these guys are clicking on all cylinders. It's like they could do no wrong. And for Red Lion, it's vice versa.
Yeah, and I look at it from Red Lion's perspective. It's almost as if you're running, you're trying to run in mud, and can't get it going. And right now you have another team that is coming to your building, and they're having a party right now, as you can see. They're having a party. They're enjoying being here, and they're having a party on your field, and you just want to shelve this game, man. Sometimes you just gotta bury the tape and get ready for the next one. And again, put it in perspective, like I said before, it's one loss. That's it.
And to go on what you're saying, you can see Central York. I mean, these guys are not trying to run the score up. They're not trying to rub it in, but everything just seems to fall in their place.
Yeah,
just
that's
like that
a good
punt.
way to put it.
Yeah.
Everything seems to fall your way. You're not trying to mercy rule. Well, no, maybe it is, but I mean, it's not like you're trying to run the store per se. It's just that the ball bounces right to you. Like, for instance, that last touchdown.
Right.
The block punt. I mean, the person that's blocking the punt, he just kind of, you didn't have to do much. You just kind of ran into it, and then all of a sudden you're in the end zone. The ball's laying right there. You're not going to not jump on it.
And normally you block it, and you're yelling scoop, score, move it forward in the end zone.
You didn't
and the
have to
ball,
scoop and
he didn't even
score.
scoop
You
and
just
score. The
jumped
ball
on
was
it.
sitting in the end zone for him to jump on. I mean, yeah, Pfizer will take it across the 10 to 15 to 20,
He's
across
not
the
giving up.
25. He's going hard. That's good to see.
One thing that I see, and like you said, these guys are not quitting, is the young guys that's coming in. These guys are running down on kickoff full speed, trying to make a name for themselves and trying to make a play as well.
Yeah, you're right, Archie. I mean, there's no other place, though, I have to admit, on special teams, there's no other place to get hit or get blindsided more than special teams. Kickoff and return is two of the most dangerous things to do in football, especially when you spot them.
And I think we have another quarterback that's coming to the game for Red Lion. And again, I was thinking that in the first place. That's number 6, Zach Rosenberger. Will come in, the 10th grader, get some action. And again, that's what you do.
That's good.
You know, at this point,
maybe get him in, clear him out.
well, again, first injuries, and then second, you can still get experience for players even when you're down big, because now at this point, you know, there's no comeback. Let's get them in the game. Get guys out. You know, they got to get prepared, get ready for next week. Let's get some new guys in.
Said very well. Round the left side is Reed Anderson. He's entered in the game, gets his first carry of the game for Red Lion.
Man, Anderson, the future starts today. Get a couple carries in there.
And to go along with what you guys are saying, you can see Central York has emptied their bench too. So as you see on both sides has a brand new 11 from Red Lion and a brand new 11 from Central York, guys.
You can tell there's some really young guys out here.
Yeah, this could be a JV, setup.
Yeah,
for the
they
JV
normally
game.
play on Mondays, so this is probably Monday's game here, a little preview of Monday's game. And Reed Anderson will get it for his second carry. Okay, I want to make a point here, guys, that Macon Myers, the younger brother, comes in the game. And at 28, he's 150 pounds, 5'7", freshman in the game now. So he's getting an opportunity to play on the big field as a freshman.
150.
150. Got room to grow and time to grow. Wasn't hit the growth spurt yet. It'll come. Trust me. Crossing the 40 and the 30, taking a nice Central York roll, and it'll be down.
And again, I tell you, when the mercy rule hits, the clock, it just goes so fast.
Yeah, it's like it's a
It
5-minute
really
game
does.
after that.
It really does.
Martin will down the ball for Red Lion.
So you got to kind of run on the field as you see the clock continues to move. Central York up 58-7. Coming up here, we'll have our Pizza Hut player of the game. Our Huffman Ford player of the game, our Pizza Hut play of the game, actually. And I think it's kind of obvious who we're going to be going with here tonight. His first half action and leadership as a sophomore, Bo Prabula. I mean, he just had a fantastic game in the first half.
He did. He really did. And again, you watch him grow even further in this game. And the hope is that he's healthy. You don't want to see a kid who's had such a promising start to his high school career go down with an injury that's serious. But you never know in those situations. So hopefully he can get some good news. The coaches can get some good news for him moving forward. And again, for Red Lion, you have to figure out a way to bounce back from this game.
Yeah.
The good thing is you have another game next week.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have another opportunity next week. You just started league play. You're coming off of winning the league last year. You now have a chance to kind of, do it again, and that's not done yet. You just got to pull it together and figure out what went wrong here and what you can do to improve.
Entering the game at quarterback for Central York is Macon Myers. Myers is a freshman.
And again, you talk about quarterback play at the high school level, and we're seeing it across the country with these new spread offenses, and they're going into the college. You see them at college, you see them at high school. You see more college-ready quarterbacks now in high school than you've ever seen, and you see more young quarterbacks in high school that are able to come in and run an offense like Prabula today. You see him. He's having a decent year. Cumberland Valley not so great. Bounce back the next week. And now here probably puts together his best game he's had this year. And I tell you what, he more than looks the part as a 10th grader. As a 10th grader. So hopefully for him he can come back. But you see the maturation of quarterbacks and the quarterback position, and these guys are more prepared for college when that time comes, and the college players are more prepared for the next level when they get to that point. Many of them are. So you see it's a high number. These guys are going into college programs and starting right away, or if not right away, within a year. Running their program.
So I think Central York took a timeout with 30 seconds to play. We'll have our Hoffman Ford player of the game. That's going to be Bo Prabula, the sophomore. I mean, he had quite the game tonight.
Yeah, he definitely had a good game, and again.
But right now, let's take an opportunity to look at our Pizza Hut play of the game. It was an 86-yard punt return, setting up a touchdown by Taylor Wrights Rawls. Look at him here. Finding right there, that move right there, bounced it out to the outside, and he didn't look back, and then he's going to cut it right here back up to the middle. And then the ball will pop out on a great play. Backside popped out. Kobe Martin knocked it out, but that will go on to set up a touchdown. And Central York really never looked back. Red Line really not much of a threat in this one. They're going to take a knee. Myers will take a knee, and that's going to really end it and wrap it up. Bo Prabula will be our Hoffman Ford player of the game today. Let's take a look at what Bo Prabula did today. As a sophomore, we see the making of a dual-threat quarterback here. Scores on the outside from 2 out. That was early on, and then this one right here. Finds a big old hole, bounces outside, and I mean, he shows what he is made of speed-wise. Going down the sideline.
And he had 175 total yards and 3 touchdowns for Prabula.
3 TDs,
and again,
175.
the one pass he had that was a dime, man, on this sideline. Deep ball.
34-yard hookup.
It just was beautiful. That was probably my favorite pass that he had. So, again, good job for them. Back to the drawing board for Red Lion.
Well, our next broadcast is going to come up Friday, September the 20th with Bishop McDevitt at Cedar Cliff. That's always a good one. It's one of those you never know who's going to win it. It's become a rivalry to a point where it's just gone into double, triple overtime. We've had some crazy games there, some great matchups. That'll be on 7 p.m. next week and on ABC 27. McDevitt at Cedar Cliff. Really, tonight it's been all Central York. You see the score 58-7. And as you look here, just a really, you got some heads hanging on the right line. I mean, they did tried to make a fight out of it, but Central York, it was all Central York from the get-go on the start. Taking a look at it, Purpula's going to hook up right here to Myers. Myers makes a move, bounces outside. That was the first score of the night. Purpula came right back, and this, again, the same play, hooking up to Myers on a different angle, gets it in the end zone. Purpula comes back outside. That takes it 14-0, and then they just really didn't look back after that. This one here, very special play. Shows his dual threat quarterback. He's got 2 offers on the table, one being Temple already. I don't think it's the last you're going to see of this guy. On behalf of everyone at High School Sports Live, ABC 27, for our stats tonight provided by Travis Sparks, Jerome, Archie, the whole Invicta crew, I'm Todd McCall. Join us next week, Bishop McDevitt, Cedar Cliff, and we'll see you all.